Well, hello there, and good evening, and welcome to the Global EdTech Awards 2024. It's just been such an absolute pleasure to work with all the judges. I haven't really been looking at the entries this year. One of the things that we spend an awful lot of time and we're really passionate about in the Global EdTech Awards is that thing around equity and making sure that every entry gets a fair chance. One of the reasons we started the awards was to try and have a bit of a pushback against those awards where you'd always know who the entrants were as a judge, and sometimes you weren't clear about transparency around how they were selected and those sort of things. So we spent a lot of time working and trying to make sure that things are really equitable and fair. So every entry that has sent an entry in, whether you are a school or whether you're an edtech company, we made sure that, we will have made sure that there's feedback for every single entrant. We also make sure, and this is a big job, thankfully I don't have to do it, but a big job for Liz, who works on as part of the team, goes through and anonymizes all of the entries. So when a judge gets to look at the entry, they don't tend to know. Sometimes you can work things out, but don't tend to know who the various entries are. Again, to try and have that whole sort of equity around the entries into the awards, to try and promote fairness, something which we're really passionate about. You might be wondering why I'm wearing this hat. I was visited earlier by Kermit the Frog, as you might have seen on social media, and I was wearing my bucket hat. And one of our judges, Dr. Alexander Gray, says, "Well, what about the bucket hat? I think that they're sort of standard fare for these sorts of awards." Well, not really, but I thought I'd pop it on for the beginning of the awards just for a bit of a giggle. I'll take it off now so I don't look quite as Bez as I did just then. Massive thanks to everyone who's saying great things in the chat already. We've got some lovely comments from the likes of one of our judges, Al King. We've got Thomas Lowndes with us as well, Julie Carson, Kat Couchy, another judge, Alan Suey. Lovely to see you, my friend. Good luck this evening to all of you who've entered. And Julie saying, yay, the bucket hat. Listen, please do join in the chat and make sure that you say who you are, where you come from, in a Cilla Black style. If you're not from England, you might not get that reference. We used to have a program here called Blind Date, and sort of trying to think of a little joke to try and with dating then, but let's not start sharing dating stories. We'd be here all night. Look, we're here to celebrate some amazing things in the world of EdTech. 15 or so years ago, I thought I'd sign up to social media. Mark Anderson, I didn't realise this, but Mark Anderson's quite a popular name. So I thought to myself, what is it I want to do? What is it I want to share? What is it that I want to actually bring to the game? And, well, I love technology. If I reach around me now, I can pull up Sphero robots and Transformers and other bits of Lego and Dash and Dot and all sorts of things. I love technology. Something I often share is just because you can do something with technology doesn't necessarily mean that you should. But looking at the entries, and I've seen all the winners now, we've got some fantastic people doing amazing things. And I'm just so overjoyed, not only to have so many great things to share with you this evening and to celebrate all of those amazing people and their products and their schools and the things that they're doing with them. But I'm really overjoyed as well to be joined by some amazing people from all over the world. We've got judges from Australia. I can see old friend and influencer that he is as well, Mr. Brett Salakas from Sydney, or near Sydney, just in the green room now. We've got James Garnett, a massive digital strategy aficionado, joining us as one of our judges as well. We've got Caroline Keep, who what she doesn't know about data science and AI and large language models isn't worth knowing. We've got Miriam De Silva, who's actually here in the UK at the moment, although she's based out in the States. It truly is a global affair. But one thing, we talk about global affairs. There's an old song I know, and I wish I could actually play some music. But I'm pretty confident YouTube would give us a takedown. But that family affair song, it's I'm not saying actually that'll sort of bring the numbers right down, but we're a real family. We all get into education to help people make a difference and have an impact in the world. And, we're really going to celebrate an awful lot of that this evening. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to try and run a tight ship this evening. I'm known for talking for Britain. If it was an Olympic sport, I think I'd probably win a few gold medals. But I'm going to be shutting up pretty soon. And I want to start proceedings pretty quickly. So with that in mind, I want to bring up our very first judge for the evening. And this person is somebody who's going to announce the award for Best EdTech Product for Hardware. So it gives me great pleasure to bring on, for our very first award, Miriam De Silva. Miriam, you're in London.
I am. I'm here for the London EdTech Week. And I want to thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege to be here. And it's been a really exciting and energizing experience. Thank you.
Oh, no, you're very welcome. I'm really keen to find out who your winners and runner-up are. Before we do that, though, seeing as you're at EdTech Week, what's your experience been like at EdTech Week this week?
Oh, it's been wonderful. It's wonderful to see a number of people committed to make an impact and difference in the classroom for students. And it is really a lot of energy being shared, and I'm learning a lot from it.
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much as well for your hard work in your judging and all those things as well. If you wanted to connect with Miriam, you'll have seen her LinkedIn profile address. I'm happy to sort of scrolling across the bottom. I'm sure it'll come up again at some point during the conversation as well. And again, if you're in the audience, please do jump on the chat to let us know where you are, and anyone you're rooting for this evening, if you know of any entries and those sorts of things. But Miriam, I'll hand over to you. Who is your runner-up for the Global EdTech Awards EdTech Hardware Product of the Year? Who's your runner-up, Miriam?
So first of all, I want to say that I was very much impressed with the robot's unique capabilities and wide-ranging application across age levels. I particularly appreciated the wealth of resources that have been developed to support teachers in using this product in STEM and coding in general. So here's the name of the runner-up, Marty the Robot by Robotical.
Oh, brilliant stuff. A fantastic product, and the team do some amazing work. It's really nice you've highlighted the resources that surround all of that as well, Miriam, because that's so important, isn't it? It's really important to, support teachers. You can't just sell the product and then just expect people to sort of do magic with it, right? So lovely that you've highlighted that, and a previous winner here at the Global EdTech Awards as well. So congratulations to Marty the Robot. And so back to you, Miriam, to share who the winner is.
So for the winner, I appreciated the detailed research and pilot studies that have been conducted to support the development of this product. It truly highlights a strong commitment to meeting the needs of both teachers and students. Additionally, the positive impact on learning outcomes, student attendance, and classroom participation definitely underscores the effectiveness of this technology. I'm happy to announce ClassSati clickers by Tag Hive India. Congratulations, well deserved.
Oh, fantastic, brilliant stuff. Well, thank you for sharing that, and congratulations to our winner there and to the runner-up as well. Thank you so much for taking some time. I'm really pleased you managed to get some decent, I'm guessing, hotel Wi-Fi as well, Miriam, to be able to join us. Thank you ever so much, and look forward to catching up with you again soon in the future. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Wow, fantastic. Well, let's just spend a moment and a second. Thank you to Miriam for the judging there. Please do stick around, Miriam, and watch the rest of the awards if you'd like to. I want to do a shout out to the people in the audience. So a big shout out to some of our international people joining us. We've got Ollie Lewis, who's also one of our judges. He's way over in the Middle East, in the United Arab Emirates. He's over in Abu Dhabi. We've got Kathy Kuznowski. Hi, Kathy. Lovely to have you join us. She's joining us from New Jersey. Good job that I can recognise and work out these acronyms for places in the US. Well done. Thank you for joining us. And thank you to Rochelle Dene-Post, who's joining us. She's joining us from Pittsburgh. She's also one of our judges. Really delighted to have you joining us, Rochelle. Thank you so much. She said hello to Miriam, and I can just prove that by doing this. See, look, she's saying hello to everybody. Thank you so much. Congratulations. We've got Kat Couchy. She's here in the UK. We've got Trisha Fugelstat with us. She's one of our judges as well. Thank you, Trisha. If you haven't seen her work around augmented reality, then she's joining us from Chicago. If you haven't seen her work, then please do check it out. She is a really creative educator who's doing some brilliant work. So thank you for joining us as well. And congratulations again to our two winners there, the runner-up, which is Marcy the Robot, and to Class Sathi Clickers for winning that award. Congratulations to you. Well, let's not leave people who are up in Australia still awake. I'm sure I'll get the times wrong. It's probably early in the morning, actually, for this gentleman. But please welcome to the awards this evening the one and only Mr. Brett Salakas and Mr. James Garnett. Welcome to you both.
G'day, everybody. How you doing?
Hey there, Brett. Hey there, James.
A very pleasant 4 a.m. in the middle of winter. Lovely to be here.
Oh, crikey. Well, listen, thank you for making the effort, Brett. I hope your caffeine is flowing. We've got a few seconds. If you could take a moment just to share with our audience a little bit about yourselves, where you are and what it is that you do. I'll jump in for you first, James, if that's okay, please.
My name's James Garnett. I'm based in England, so it's a nice time for me. And we've finally got some sunny weather. And I'm, I suppose my background did some work on the Department for Education's EdTech demonstrator program, and did that for 18 months. And worked at United Learning, which is a 100-school mat now, for about 20 years. And I've recently just gone freelance, doing sort of digital strategy work with other trusts and seeing what I can do to support them.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, James. Thank you for joining us. And good timing, just as the England match is just finished as well. So good on that front. So, Brett, tell us a bit about yourself, please.
Well, obviously, from Australia, I am HP's Education Ambassador for Australia and New Zealand. Very passionate about education technology, and very excited as I have a look at the comments coming in. There's a treasure trove of names that I recognise there, but one in particular who's obviously got up very, very early as well. A big hello to Craig Askin from Queensland, who I could actually see watching live from Australia too. So,
fantastic! Thank you so much for joining us, Craig, and good day to you.
Very truly a Global EdTech Award here today. It's wonderful to be here.
Brilliant stuff. So did you, both of you, did you decide who was going to announce the runner-up and who was going to announce the winner, or are you going to do it in unison? How are you going to play things this evening, gentlemen?
I thought I would do a brief introduction, and then given that Brett stayed up or got up very early, I'm just going to let him introduce the runner-up and the finalists. But I thought I would just do an introduction, just a little bit about the award itself.
Brilliant stuff. Well, Brett and James had the unenviable task of deciding the best school digital transformation for a state and public school. So, James, you wanted to start off by doing a little introduction to the runner-up and to the winner?
Yeah, I think the sort of subtitle to the award was Achieving the Most Impactful Results from New Technology, which is really quite hard sometimes. And I think for me, I was really privileged to read the submissions and see what schools are doing, and particularly their strategic thinking. And they're not just thinking for today or tomorrow, they're looking at 5 years ahead. They're looking at where they're going to be. Their positive and impactful use of AI, and not just trialing it, not just playing with it, but actually thinking about how they're going to use it and using it sensibly. And also some of the work they're doing around digital data analytics, which I think is going to be quite important as we move into the future. And I'm going to hand over to Brett to announce the runner-up and then the winner. Brett.
Well, I might, because I know you have a lot of awards to do, I might go straight into it. So the runner-up is Stand Ground Academy from Peterborough, UK. Well done. Congratulations.
Brilliant stuff. Well done to Stand Ground. Fantastic news. And over to you for the winner as well then, Brett. So the winner is?
Yes, also from the UK. Congratulations, Devonport High School for Boys in Plymouth. Well done to you. Outstanding work. They had not just, I guess, not just a great transformation story, but also great data around just how much impact they've made and very clear vision for growth in the future as well.
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thank you so much to both of you for taking the time to judge. Clearly, you know the entries inside out. But I mentioned the anonymization process. Could you work out? I mean, probably more for you, James, with the two UK side schools there. But could you work out who these schools were from the judging that you did, or was it anonymized so that you really didn't know what was going on?
It's quite hard to be honest. I mean, having been in the UK education sector for quite a while, you recognise some things, but it was quite hard to pick out exactly who they were. But you get an idea of some of the things they're doing, and you understand the programs they're involved with. So it gets hard. It's much easier when you are in the country, I suspect. But it was still quite hard to work out. And my basis was really about what I was reading. It wouldn't have mattered who they were, in terms of whether I knew them or not. It was about what I was reading was important, and how they met the brief from you. So the Global EdTech Awards, and were they actually meeting that brief more than anything else?
Brilliant. Well, listen, thank you so much to both of you for taking the time to judge, and Brett for getting up so very, very early to join us for this morning. Thank you very much, both of you, and hope to see you out and about and around the world, IRL, as they say, in the not too distant future. Thank you so much both for joining us. Thank you. So one thing that people picked up on last year was, the fact that I tell a few jokes, and so I thought, well, and I can see Emma Darcy. She's like, oh, here he goes. He's going to tell it. There's a joke coming, and it's funny. I was talking to my computer earlier. I've been using Microsoft Copilot, and so I said, "So Microsoft Copilot, what's your favourite song?" Have you got a favourite song? And so Copilot said, "Well, yeah, but it's Adele." Okay, well, we haven't got a tumbleweed emoji, but I can see Emma shaking her head, so that does tell me that I'm really hitting the mark on the joke front this evening. Speaking of hitting marks, you might have heard this one before, but this is one about blindfolded archery. Have you ever tried blindfolded archery? No? You don't know what you're missing. It's just fantastic, this stuff. I can be here all night doing just this, but I'm going to stop with that right now. It gives me great pleasure to bring someone who's I wasn't aware of, actually, before the award until she put herself forward as being a judge. It gives me great pleasure. This person's doing some amazing stuff. When you see her her profile for LinkedIn sort of come up and appear on the ticker in just a few moments, please do connect and look at some of what she's doing. She's an award winner herself. I'm going to try and do justice in pronouncing her name correctly. I did try to practice it before we came onto the show this evening. The next award is one which is for the best EdTech startup under 3 years old. It gives me great pleasure to welcome onto the awards Zhu Zhou. Welcome to the show. How are you doing there? You're in London, is that right?
I'm in Rugby, right? Not far.
You're in Rugby, near Coventry. In fact, I drove past Rugby services just yesterday on the M6. So I know exactly where you are. Thank you for joining us. Could you share, before we go into the awards, could you share a little about who you are and the work that you do? Because I really, I've been sort of stalking a little bit, to be honest, trying to find out more about what you do. But you do some amazing work. Could you share a little bit about the work that you do, please?
Yeah, good evening, everyone, especially the one in the UK, but I know there's some global audience here, and good morning or good noon. So my name is Zhu Zhou. I'm the reader in entrepreneurship and innovation at Queen Mary, and also the Queen Mary academic leader on the AI literacy. As you know, so AI has bring a huge opportunities as well as the challenges for higher education. So we're trying to catch up and make good use of the AI in higher education. So I have leading the project trying to provide AI literacy training for both students and staff. And I'm really, really glad to see that our university really support us in this agenda. And this year, our project also get the President and Principal Awards. So I'm really, really thankfully for my team and the university. and we have reached a lot of staff and students. So this year, over 1,000 students actually attended the training we provided. And also we have a huge number of the staff benefited from our best practice sharing sessions. And it's a cross-disciplinary best practice sharing. So we learn from each other, not only from like one discipline. So yeah, it's making a huge change, and we're trying to embed it in our curriculum now.
It's brilliant. And I say the resources you've got. I know you work in higher education, but there are lots of things you're showing which are equally translatable for primary schools, for secondary schools, for FE colleges. Lots of really good things you're sharing. So please do check out her work. And but we're not here about you tonight. A little bit, but I'm really keen to find out how you got on with your judging. So could you share a little bit about your runner-up, and then announce them, and then share a little bit about your chosen winner, and then share who your winner is, please?
Yeah, so I have read all the submission. Very, very exciting. There's so many really good work around the education, and very impressive with the entrants for both the runner-up and the winners, because in a short period of time they have delivered a huge dissemination impact to the education. So short word, and I'm going to announce the runner-up. So the runner-up of the best EdTech startup under 3 years old is the Tech My School. Right, congratulations to the team. You have delivered really fantastic work, and I see your videos is fascinating how you help the schools, especially don't have a lot of equipment. You have delivered fantastic work. And the next thing I'm going to announce is the winner for this category, and the winner is TeachMate AI. Again, congratulations to the team and the winners. And it's fascinating because as a staff, I always face the problems, and they have bring these the tech that's helping the staff to redesign their curriculum, reduce the workload is very challenging at this time. And they have delivered fantastic work and disseminated to a huge number of the staff, not only in UK and across the world. Fantastic work. Congratulations to both the winners and the runner-up.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, and lovely feedback there for the runner-up and the winner. So thank you very much to you for that, and congratulations to Tech My School Inc. and to TeachMate AI. TeachMate AI, the winner of the Best EdTech Startup here at the Global EdTech Awards. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your lovely feedback as well. It's lovely to meet you this evening. Thank you. Great stuff. Well, look, it's unheard of, but we're actually running to time this evening. In fact, I feel like I need to just hold off a second because it's not until 25 past that we're due to get our next judge on. So it's funny because actually one of our judges, I've been working in Peterborough this week. I work part-time at a company, an amazing company called Net Support. And their managing director, he's one of our judges. I'm not sure if you come across him, but he's written some fantastic books. One of his first book he wrote is My Secret EdTech Diary. It's a really, really good book. I'm not just filling time just by trying to promote his book. It really is a very useful, helpful book. His name's Al Kingsley, but I saw him, and it was really funny because it was really strange because I saw him and he started throwing things at me. Like first it was some eggs, and I was like trying to dodge them like this. Then he threw some milk at me, then some ice cream. I thought, how dare he? Well, anyway, on to our next awards. It gives me great pleasure to bring on to the stage, as it were, someone I've had the great pleasure of both working with. In fact, she organises a conference at her school up in Leeds with all of her various colleagues. I'm super excited to be going there again this Saturday. If you're up in and around the area of Leeds, then Teaching and Learning Leeds Conference 2024. It is taking place this Saturday. I'll be speaking there, and I'm sure she'll be able to share a plethora of other speakers. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, because if I don't mention somebody, I'll be told off for not mentioning somebody. But I'm talking about AI in the classroom and the ways in which we can use that effectively, and so forth and so on. She's also somebody whose school I've visited and seen actual, real teaching and learning happening in the classroom. I knew she was wearing sequins, and she hasn't disappointed. It gives me great pleasure to welcome this evening Orla Weaver. Thank you so much for joining us, Orla. How are you doing?
Evening, Mark. I'm really well, thank you. Great to see you, and just wonderful to be involved in this fabulous event. Thank you so much for being able to do this, to be able to be on the judging panel. It's a real honour.
No, you're very, very welcome. Listen, we do have a few moments. I wanted to do a shout out for the event this weekend. It's been running for quite a few years now. You took the mantle over relatively recently. It's been going a long time, literally hundreds of people turning up for this fantastic teaching and learning event on a weekend, giving up their time to come along. And there's always a fantastic broad offer in terms of CPD and learning and sharing and these sort of things. Do you want to share a little bit about this weekend?
Yes, thank you, Mark. And yeah, you're absolutely right. This is my second year leading on T&L leads. And last year I was delighted to have yourself and the wonderful Ollie Lewis and Abdul Shoham. We had a real strong tech for learning thread last year and again this year. So glad that you're back to see us. We've got Dan Fitzpatrick, we've got colleagues from Diverse Ed, we've got some leadership training, we've got some homegrown speakers from the Grammar School at Leeds, which is where we're based. So yeah, really shaping up to be a super exciting day. Thanks so much for the plug, Mark. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you Saturday morning. You're very welcome.
Yeah, absolutely bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. If you wanted to find out more, please do check out the hashtag TLLeads24, and you'll find all the information around the events on that. But we're not here for that this evening, Orla. You're one of the two judges for the Most Impactful Senior Member of Staff Award at the Global EdTech Awards. So could you, as previous judges have, talk a little bit about your runner-up and their sort of work, and then do the same for the winner, and announce who those two people are, please. I'll hand the con, as it were, over to you.
Absolutely, thank you, Mark. And just to say, first of all, that this was a really strong category, and the really brilliant submissions. And I have to say, I was absolutely inspired by the work that these senior leaders are doing in their areas. So first of all, our runner-up, and I'm delighted to announce that this is Daniel Davies from Woodland Academy Trust. What really came across strongly in Daniel's submission was just his commitment and passion about EdTech, and I really appreciated the evidence-informed approach. But that was really balanced with curriculum design. And I actually like that he mentioned compliance, because I think those of us involved in EdTech know that is also a really, really important part of it. So yeah, absolutely well done, Daniel, and clearly bringing his team along with him. So really well done for all that you're doing at Woodland Academy Trust. And moving on then to our winner, as we say, this is a really very much global awards. So our winner of Most Impactful Senior Member of Staff 2024 is Craig Askin from Ormiston College in Australia. This was a really inspirational submission. Clear that digital transformation is quite embedded, but what I loved about it was the fact that there was no resting on laurels, very much moving things forward. Really impressed by the professional learning zone and innovative use of virtual reality just to enhance and augment that learning experience, and that was across all ages. So really impressed, Craig, by all of the work that you're doing there, and congratulations to both our runner-up and winner, but also to everyone who put themselves forward. Just clearly great work going on.
Listen, thank you so much for sharing that, Orla. And it's funny, you know, I can talk about Dan and his work at Woodland, but I mean, I know and I trust a lot of the judges. One of the judges we've got is Brett Salakas, who you saw a few moments ago, who was one of the judges for the digital transformation work. He's a co-judge with James Garnett. And it's funny, and congratulations, I say to Craig, but Brett had spotted him, and if there's somebody that Brett knows and he's going to do them a shout out, I mean that's already a good seal of approval when you've got Brett shouting out. Listen, you clearly knew you clearly know knew your entries inside out, and clearly were really impressed. So listen, thank you so much to yourself and your co-judge as well for taking the time to do the judging. I know you found it a difficult thing. We had sort of conversations behind the scenes about all of it as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that, and for joining us this evening as well, Orla. Thank you again so much. I look forward to seeing you this weekend. You're very, very welcome. Thank you. Cheers, Orla. Yeah, cheers. Bye. So I'm thinking that, and congratulations to the two winners there, runner-up for Dan Davies, and to Craig, and really, really, really pleased on that. But something has drawn my attention in the chat. Alan, someone I've known for some time, go for the band name 900 megabytes, never had a gig. I mean, come on, what are we doing here with all this chat? I mean, if we're going to tell some jokes, right? Thank you for adding it. Maybe we'll get you in next year to do some of that. You can co-compare with me or something, Alan. Try and share some of the load, because I tell you, I mean, if you're looking for a gig, there you go. So just to reuse a joke he's just told. Hope you're enjoying the event this evening. We're here for a little while yet. We've got quite a few more awards to announce. Really pleased to welcome someone who I've known for a long time now, and also is a colleague of mine at Net Support. She is a community manager there. That's Kat Couchy. And we've got Annalise Smith, the co-judge with her as well. Hiya there, Kat. How you doing? How you doing, Kat? You okay?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Brilliant stuff. I'm really good, thank you. And yourself, Annalise, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Really, really good. Enjoying it so far.
Good. You didn't run away when you started hearing my bad jokes. That's always a good thing. It's funny, Annalise, and forgive me, I forget where the school you're working at now, but Annalise used to work at a school which is literally like 10 minutes walk from my mum's place, like small world, right? You hear about this sort of thing about 6 degrees of separation. Often it's not even one, right? So brilliant stuff. I'm mindful of time, and I don't want to use it all up telling jokes and talking. Could you just take a moment, both of you, just to quickly talk about yourselves and what you do? I've done a little introduction, but could you both sort of talk about where you work, what it is that you do, and how you came to be a judge in the Global EdTech Awards? Annalise first, perhaps.
Yeah, of course. So I am head of digital learning at an independent prep school at the moment. We are looking at implementing all sorts, especially one-to-one devices. So I'm very busy at the minute getting all of that set up for September, which is always fun. I got introduced to the EdTech Awards, and I just love celebrating everything to do with technology and what it can do for children in schools and teachers and everyone involved, really. So I think it's just a fantastic opportunity to celebrate everybody who is involved in that kind of part of education. It's amazing.
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thank you to you for taking the time to judge and to get involved. Really, really appreciate it, Annalise. Thank you ever so much. Kat, can you share a bit about yourself and what you do, please?
Yep. So as you alluded to, I work in Net Support with you, Mark, as a community engagement manager, and I also edit our online education magazine, Rise. I was a primary school teacher before, so I think I'm still really passionate about education. So this is a really nice opportunity to really see what's still going on there and shine a light on all the really great things that are happening. And I was a judge last year and I loved it. So I was really grateful to get the chance to come and do it again, really.
Great stuff. Well, listen, thank you to both of you. I know that judging isn't an easy thing to do. It actually makes my job easier because I don't have to do that. You had an enviable task of judging the most impactful support staff member. So I know you've been having conversations behind the scenes about who's going to do which bit. So I will hand over to you, where you will both announce the runner-up and the winner of the most impactful support staff member. Over to you.
Yeah, so I will be announcing the runner-up. I have to say, I think Kat agrees with me here. The level of entries was incredible. I mean, what these people do often go unnoticed, I think, support staff, and what these people are doing is just amazing. It was such a hard category to judge. It really, really was.
Absolutely. I completely echo that.
So the runner-up is someone who provides first-line support for IT at their school. They are the person that every single person goes to. They go above and beyond to help everybody, including parents, the community, all sorts. They're even there helping out in the holidays to help with the provision that comes into their school there as well. It's just absolutely incredible. And I'm really, really pleased to announce that the winner the runner-up is Helen Jones from Millfield School. So well done, Helen. Absolutely incredible work that you do. Really, really incredible. Well done.
Brilliant stuff, and repping the local. That's a school not too far from me. That is so fantastic to hear that. So brilliant stuff. Thank you, Annalise. Kat, over to you.
Yeah, well done, Helen. So with the winner, again, like Annalise said, it was really hard because everyone was so incredible. But I think what really touched me with this one was that it was a really inspirational journey from someone who was actually a tech novice to really tech savvy. And they'd been able to bridge gaps across the school for some of the most underrepresented groups. And they were just showing so many examples of work that had gone above and beyond for the benefit of the whole school community. And so our winner is Kiki Zhao. So well done, Kiki. Amazing. Your school is so lucky to have you.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thank you both so much for taking the time to judge. You've spent a lot of time talking behind the scenes to sort of arrange these different things. I know it's been very difficult, as you've alluded to as well. So thank you both so much. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of the evening. I've seen you chatting on in the live chat as well. So please do stick around.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you both very much. And I'll be speaking to you very soon. Thank you both. Cheers. Great stuff. Okay, so without further ado, let's get cracking on with the next award. Our next judge is someone who I've known for a very long time. And again, she must clearly read that book on how to win friends and influence people, because she does literally always laugh at my jokes. So she's always I'm clearly going to do well with me. She's laughing now. She's a genuinely lovely, thoroughly lovely person. She's one of those people, like most of our judges, actually. You know, if you reach out to her, for any advice around anything, she's the best of education, and like I say, a thoroughly lovely person to boot as well. And she doesn't mind a cup of coffee either. So, you know, what's not to like, right? So it gives me great pleasure to welcome onto the awards the one and only Emma Darcy. Darcy Pryor on socials. I can see she's got her glittery top on there as well. Is that a full dress, or is it just a glittery top you're wearing?
Honestly, I don't have my pajama bottoms on under this. I promise you, it's a full length dress. Imagine it's a full length dress.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, thank you so much, Emma. And you are announcing the Best EdTech Reseller Award this evening. It's a category that often doesn't get sort of represented, but having, you know, dealt with rollouts of iPad, for example, you know, you don't deal with Apple, do you? You deal with the resellers, and they're often under represented. So it's really important, we thought, to have that representation in the awards this year. So thank you to yourself and to your co-judge for taking the time to judge those awards. Really excited to hear who your winners are, and let's say thank you to Kate Heal, your co-judge. She's not with us this evening, but thank you to Kate for that as well. Emma, would you mind sharing with us who your winners are for the Best EdTech Reseller, please?
Not at all. First of all, I'm just going to show you. Kate can't be here this evening. She's a little bit shy live. I promised that I would bring her photo with me, so we're co-presenting this. Okay. So, in terms of the runner-up,
even framed. It's even framed, Emma. Look at that.
Well, quality. So, our runner-up for the Best EdTech Reseller Award, we both felt with this company that there'd been a really impressive level of achievement over what had been a comparatively short space of time. And also what was really impressive with our runner-up was that they had some really powerful examples of impact that they'd had, even in a really, really short space of time. So our runner-up is Accenture. So congratulations to you. And I hope I pronounced that right as well, because I'm not sure. And then moving on to our winner. Kate and I both felt that the thing that stood out for us most about the winner was they had a really clear commitment to offering both added value and an understanding not just of the customer, but also the very challenging sometimes education space in which they have to operate. So we are delighted to say that the winner is Reading Solutions.
Oh, congratulations to Reading Solutions and to, hopefully pronouncing it correctly again, Excentra. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. Listen, Reading Solutions, I mean, that sounds like a product which is very Ron Seal. You know, they must have some solutions for helping children with reading, right? If you're listening from around the world and don't understand what the reference to Ron Seal means, it's a product that was Varnish here in the UK in the 1980s, and they had a slogan where they said it does what it says on the tin. So that's Reading Solutions is a title for a product which really clearly does what it says. But Excentra, what is it? What was their product about? I've not heard of them before, Emma.
Nor had I actually. It's sort of management software that they were selling, but it was also I can't say too much because they gave us some examples that were around safeguarding and things like that. So I'm picking my words very. They were the evidence of impact that they gave were around the impact they had on safeguarding children in a school context, and so that was really powerful actually, in the fact that they got those to give us an example. So they didn't go into detail because obviously you can't because of that, but yeah, it was sort of whole school management software that gives you that real overview of what's happening with those children and things to look out for.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for giving us that additional insight there, Emma. And again, clearly representing the fact that our judges really do know the things they were actually judging and looking into there. So thank you so much. You clearly did your homework. And that, again, was an unplanned question. But I've got a little treat for you, Emma, because Al Kingley is getting in. Al Kingley is getting it in the Anderson spirit. What do you call a computer mouse that swears a lot? A cursor. There we go. There we have it. The jokes are flying. And if you'd like to join us with our Gags Are Us extravaganza here at the Global EdTech Awards, then please do that. Listen, thank you. Lovely to see you as always, Emma. And I hope things are going well for you over there in Bedfordshire, that is. It's not you working in Benson's for Beds or anything like that. There's something completely different. Thank you so much, Emma, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. And please have made you laugh again. Cheers, Emma. Thank you ever so much. So we're cracking on this evening, aren't we? Look at this. The next section should be 1940. We're only 2 minutes behind time. So without further ado, let's bring the judges on for the next award. Next up, we have James Fraser, ICT Eat, Sleep, ICT Repeat. I mean, he's like the EdTech version of Fatboy Slim. Has anyone ever said that to you, James?
I love it. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll take that. Yeah.
Good. And Rockefeller Skank next to him. No, I'm joking. We have Oliver Wright. Thank you. He's Oliver SLT on socials. And I always get your Twitter handle wrong because there's too many. All I can think of was Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat. See when I see it. So, but thank you to both of you for being judges, and welcome to the awards. Your category was the best primary curriculum resource. If you'd like to announce that, and before we do that, just sort of share a little bit about what it is that you both do as well, I'd appreciate that. So, actually, first things first, Oliver, if you'd like to share a little bit yourself and what it is that you do, and then James, if you could do that, please.
Very happy to. Yeah, it's lovely to be here, Mark. It's really good. Been watching in the background.
Thank you, Oliver.
The content here is just amazing. The quality of the companies that are involved is just fantastic. I'm Oliver Wright. I'm part of the content team at the Key for School Leaders. I'm involved in CPD production for school leaders. And as you said, I'm Oliver SLT on Twitter if you want to find me. And James, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, so I'm James Fraser and I work as a primary computing consultant with my business Eat, Sleep, ICT Repeat. And that is working with supporting schools with enriching their curriculums through either consultation with computing leads or SLT or delivering pupil workshops as well, which I've been doing a lot recently as well. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm working at Elsley Primary School in Wembley. It's a big full form entry school and I'm the computing specialist there.
Wicked stuff. Listen, brilliant. Thank you, James, and thank you, Oliver. Thank you, both of you, for taking the time to both be here this evening and for the time you've taken to judge this important category. I'll hand over to you if you'd like to announce the runner-up and the winner for this award.
Yeah, so I'm going to announce the runner-up. Just want to say first, it was really real pleasure judging the different resources. There was a fantastic range that both Oliver and I were sent. So we decided that for the runner-up is a resource that is clearly making a big difference with getting teachers on board with AI and not fearing it, and particularly helping them reduce their workload. It's a resource as well that we've actually already have come up this evening, so they won't be too disappointed with coming runner-up, as they have won a previous award already, and that is TeachMate AI.
Brilliant stuff, and
Yeah,
that's not too bad. Walking with not bad walking away with two at the awards. Fantastic! Congratulations to the team at TeachMate AI. Thank you so much, James. And over to you, Oliver.
Yeah, I've got the lovely task of being able to say who the winner was. And this was a company that have produced a resource that is really engaging. It's getting so many children involved in learning and using a sort of element of competition as well. And that company is TT Rockstars, or Times Table Rockstars.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, thank you so much for sharing that, Oliver. And it's funny, you know, I've got 2 children myself. They're both in secondary school now. My youngest popped round earlier. He wanted to wish me good luck for this evening. And he said, so do you know who the winners are then, Dad? And I said, well, I can't tell you. It's top secret. You know, literally, you know, you know yourselves as judges. We only told you sort of yesterday, day before maybe, who your winners were. We had to give you the code so you could then unlock which one you judged to see who that was, all the rest of it. So, okay, I'll show you a few, I said to him, to Dougie. He did record a little thing to say, actually, but I won't do it now. I did the primary curriculum resource, and he said, Timetable Rockstars, Gene! I love Timetable Rockstars. Honestly, the impact. And he was a child who really didn't like maths, and so he's in year 8 now. But it's such a great product and such a lovely story as well. Bruno Reddy he got an OBE just in this last week as well. That mission to help kids, you know, really, you know, become kids who love maths. It's a fantastic story, and so congratulations to Timetable Rockstars, and congratulations as well, obviously, to the team at TeachMate AI. And thank you to both you, James and Oliver. Lovely to see you both again, and hope to see you both again soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks, James. Bye then, Oliver. Cheers. Wow. I did say I'd play his little recording that he made because he loved the product so much. He wanted to say something nice about it himself, but we're a bit out of time, and knowing me, I'll probably mess something up with the sound and audio and all this sort of stuff. Listen, next award is something that I'm hugely passionate about. I think that, you know, some of the best EdTech companies are the ones that work really closely with their schools, ones that take the time to listen, take the time to, you know, respond to the needs of the schools, and then put in features and functionalities to help schools, teachers, SLT, students, what have you, based upon the improvements they ask for that are then embedded. So it gives me great pleasure to bring on to the awards the judges for the co-production award, where EdTechs are working with schools to develop products. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome Farah Khalifa and Sammy. Sammy, you've changed your surname again, Sammy? No, Sammy Lambert. I love your evangelist third surname there, Sammy. Great to have you both join us this evening. Could you both share a little about what it is that you do, please? Farah, you perhaps first.
Hiya, I'm the head of computer science and a lover of all things tech. And like yourself, I am really, really keen on technology companies working alongside schools and just enhancing our experience within the classroom. So yeah, it was really close to my heart. And a massive thank you to the whole global EdTech team. The process has been amazing from start to finish. So yeah, really enjoying the evening as well.
Oh, thank you so much. It's something we're really passionate about, and not a lot of people know this, but there's only 3 of us on the team who sort of pulled this together. Myself, my co-founder Ronan, who's behind the scenes, and that's why I'm able to do all this evening, because he's like the sort of virtual video DJ behind the scenes, running all the things, and we've got lovely Liz Berry, who's have been working with us on the awards as well. So it's something we're really passionate about. So that means an awful lot you say now, Farah. Thank you ever so much. Right, beat that then, Sammy. Go on.
Well, I think we should talk about Liz a bit more. I think she's great. So we could talk about Liz for hours. So yeah, I'm amazing. Sammy. She's great. So yeah, I am a former maths teacher and now actually work in EdTech. So my job is collaborating with institutions to get the most out of EdTech. And so it was a real privilege to judge this category, and super easy to judge with Farah as well. She's been an absolute diamond.
Great stuff. Thank you ever so much, Sammy. So listen, I'm not quite sure how you've arranged this. Who is the winner of the 2024 Global EdTech Award for co-production? Who have you chosen as your winner?
And so congratulations to the winner. It's HP with Intel working with Berry Primary School in Australia, all the way on the other side of the world.
Oh, fantastic. And talk about global EdTech, fantastic. Brilliant stuff to the HP and Intel team there. Brilliant stuff. Could you share a little bit about the project that they're doing, Sammy, perhaps?
Yeah, I think what was really interesting was their approach to developing teachers in the project. I think very often we think about tech and we think about the solution, whereas this very much read like a nomination about how we develop teachers' skills, and then the tech came in as a part of that development.
Oh, fantastic. Well, that's something that's really sort of close to my heart as well, isn't it? Right. So, as you well know, both of you, I'm sure. So thank you both ever so much for taking the time to judge the awards. Thank you so much for obviously giving us some time this evening to join us as well. Thank you both very much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, Sammy. Great stuff. Thank you to everybody. We've got some amazing conversations going on in the Steve Taylor. Well done, everyone, and doubly well done for managing to sit there with straight faces as Mark makes his terrible jokes. Yeah, you mean terrible? I've got these little things where you can just pull them off. Yeah, so they're terrible jokes. Yeah, I'll stop. I really will stop. Listen, thank you to all of you who have putting in the lovely comments in the chat. Lovely comments here from Julie Carson saying, well done, particularly reading solutions. We use them across our schools and they are excellent. Well, how lovely is that to get an authentic recommendation there in the audience. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that there, Julie. Brilliant stuff. Some lovely, lovely comments coming through. Thank you for joining us. Please do stay with us. And got Darren White in the audience as well. Hi, Darren. Hope you're having a good evening. Thank you so much to everyone who's taken the time to join us and spend time with us this evening. I'm really pleased to welcome on now someone whose sense of humour is almost as good as mine. She's someone who wears more hats than me. In fact, maybe I'll put this one back on for this one, shall I? It gives me great pleasure to bring on a judge, someone I've known for an awful long time. She does amazing work. She's an inspiration to so many people in so many different ways, not just in her work with data science, but with AI, with a PhD that she's studying and doing research into at the moment, in her sort of conversations and support around neurodiversity. She's an absolute, not a timetable, although I'm sure she does pretty good timetables as well, but she's an absolute rock star. Caroline Keep, how are you doing, Caroline?
I'm fine, thank you. That's an intro and a half, isn't it? I had this moment where I was trying to work out what to put on my bio because I've got that many hats. So I've gone with data scientist, teacher, geek, because I think that kind of sums it up. This
That doesn't do it too bad, does it?
No, that fits pretty good. And as you say, I'm working on implementation and digitization in tech and AI. So I build AIs and I work in schools. So I do a bit of both. So this was a delight to judge. But oh my, the level of applications that we had was really, really tough. I think I messaged you halfway through saying this is tough stuff. It was a really, really hard one to judge. It took me a good while to do. And obviously my co-judge, Nina, is not here today, is she? So big shout out to her. And to be honest, it was just such a pleasure to do this. And the quality and standard was really there. So it was an absolute delight. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. And it was really good to hear that about the entries as well. It's always difficult when you put yourself out there, and so, it's important to us that we choose judges who are going to really sort of give the attention to detail with what it is they're doing. So there's some brilliant stuff. I did neglect to mention your category, Best AI Implementation in Schools. It's a big deal, right? And something that I'm hugely passionate about as well, as you well know, right? So, mindful of time and things, Caroline, would you mind awfully sort of talking a little about the runner-up and then announcing the runner-up and talking a little bit about the winner and what made them really stand out for you, and then share who the winner is, please?
Yeah, I can. So the runner-up itself, the commitment that they had to strategy, to bias, to ethics, to literacy that they had within there, and they developed a lot of links with industry. They were obviously really strong in the application, and the student well-being using AI as well. They thought very carefully about the implementation and the consequences of implementing AI across a whole school. And the links within industry that they've made were phenomenal. So this was a really, really strong application. But would you like me to announce the runner-up?
Yes,
The
please
runner-up
do.
is Clifton High School in Bristol.
Oh, brilliant. Another local school. Brilliant stuff. Nothing to do with me. I can't take any credit for their work at all. That's brilliant news. It's brilliant news for anyone who gets recognised in this sort of way, obviously. But lovely to hear that something so special is happening in a school so close to where I live. That's fantastic. Caroline, thank you ever so much.
Isn't it? So we obviously, you really couldn't tell with any of these applications who was who. So I had this joyous moment trying to figure out who'd got it, and you only informed us yesterday. So I was like, please let me know it's this number one and this, because I'm really keen that these numbers get it. So I was delighted to see this. So yeah, well done, Clifton. Excellent, excellent. So would you like to know the winner?
Great stuff. I would, but I just want to draw on a comment you made there as well, actually, because it's been lovely, but so many of the judges have been. I've been getting WhatsApps, I've been getting DMs on X, I've been getting messages on LinkedIn, emails. When are we going to find out who the winners are? Right, because you just don't know, right? And so that's just lovely to see that, and it's good to see that sort of impact around the anonymisation, because again, something that we're really passionate about. So thanks for that feedback. But you do need to announce your winner, Kaz. So who's the winner of the awards?
A little bit about this one. Obviously, I'm a tough judge. So I went through all of ours with a real fine-tooth comb. It took me real days to do this, but this particular application was so brilliant. The evidence, the action research within schools, the statistics that they included. They looked at it from the privacy and the commitment to equality and ethics that they had, along with staff delivery and staff training, and the use of AI for developing language skills was just exceptional. So this was a real standout. So with further ado, the winner of the Global EdTech Award for AI implementation is Dulwich College in Shanghai.
Brilliant stuff. So congratulations, Dulwich College, Shanghai, Puxi. Fantastic news there. I will do this. I will take my hat off to you. Well done. Congratulations.
I think they really deserved it, but I will say it was a tough judging this year for this. So honest to God, congratulations to everybody who applied, but Dulwich really did come up with like a really incredible application. So well done to them.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, thank you so much, Kaz, and thank you to Neeru as well for judging clearly a difficult category. Thank you so much for tonight as well. Look forward to seeing you again soon, Kaz. Thank you ever so much. Right, let's get cracking. So next we have someone who I did a big sort of shout out to earlier, actually. Her work is, and somebody I've never met in IRL, as they say, or virtually, but then she's in the green room shaking her head. But I'm going to do a bit of a fanboy shout out, because I'll tell you what, right, the work she does, right, promoting AR and engaging projects for young people, and on top of that, not just the things that she shares that she does, but the resources she then shares for others is absolutely, I wouldn't say second to them, because there are lots of amazing educators out there sharing great things. But Tricia Fugelstad does some amazing stuff, and I've been a real fan of her work for a very long time. So it gives me like literally proper pleasure, Tricia, to both meet you like this, but to also say thank you for all the hard work that you do, because I'm sure that you're a judge in the awards, and we can talk about your involvement in all those sort of things. But I'm sure if you were entering an award here, you'd be one of the winners, because what the work you do is outstanding. So thank you from me and from all teachers, for what you do to help and promote positive use of technology in schools, because it's spot on. I absolutely love it. So thank you.
Wow, wonderful introduction. And I am
right.
so thrilled to be here and to meet you. Thank you, Mark. So I know that Confidence was my co-judge, and I think I saw her in the chat. So shout out to her as well.
Great stuff, and thank you to you and to Confidence. And Confidence lots of work around online safety in Africa, so please do check out her and her work as well. Thank you so much for judging your category, and forgive me if I got this wrong, but I'm pretty confident that you are the best AI integration for an EdTech company award.
Yes, and so
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Confidence and I were talking about how we were just amazed with what we were learning while we were going through all the entries. I mean, the things that were happening that we weren't even aware of. And so it was definitely a learning experience, and very overwhelming, actually, to think that we were judging such a big deal. I mean, it's a very big deal. So we were thrilled to be a part of this.
Oh, great stuff. Thank you. Well, listen, I'll leave it over to you. If you could talk a bit about your runner-up and your winner, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Tricia.
Absolutely. So we went through and we found some amazing entries, and we felt like we witnessed a lot of groundbreaking and transformative innovations. And so what we came up with for our runner-up, let me see if this works.
Oh, some sound effects. Ooh,
Can you
fantastic.
hear that? I kept feeling like sound effects were missing. So our runner-up was Turnitin, which is a program that detects AI writing. And so that leads us then to, let me try this one. It's not too pokey. I'm an elementary art teacher. I'm always about bells and whistles. Sorry. So anyway, our winner was a wonderful example of enhancing the learning experience for students and educators through AI integration. And so the winner for the best AI integration in EdTech goes to, I'm going to try this drum roll again. IU International University of Applied Sciences in Germany with the Cynthia AI-powered learning support tool. So congratulations. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, you're very, very welcome, Tricia. And only you could bring some sound effects and use those inside inside this evening. And thank you for your support in the build-up as well. I mean, viewers, you might not know this, you might. We work quite hard to promote the awards and share things, but Tricia's gone away and taken what we've made, and then she's made it even better. She's been turning into gifts with animations on and extra trophies and all these sort of things as well. You've really gone the extra mile, Tricia, so thank you so much. It's been a delight to work with you on this, and really good that you found it a worthwhile experience and you've learned something from it as well. Thank you ever so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. I'm going to bring somebody onto the stage now. Somebody who I've known for a very long time. I've known this person for about 50 years, actually. No, it's me, actually. Listen, often with awards, I found over the years that there isn't often, and it's interesting, we've got my good friend Buki Youssef in the green room, actually. She's going to be on in just a minute. But I've often found over the years, not that I'm a person who puts myself forward for awards and things, because, that's kind of not really what I'm interested in, but I really wanted to make it so there was a category for people like me, people who have either left the classroom or people who are sort of making that transition from being in the classroom to also helping other people. Buki's a good example, actually. She works really, really hard in her school, but she also works really hard supporting EdTechs. One of her clients is GoodNotes, for example, I believe. She'll nod in the green room if that's correct. She works with school leaders, supporting them, and so she's not only having really big impacts with the young people she's working with, but she's having a much broader impact. And so It's interesting seeing Sammy talking about, in her title earlier, that sort of learning evangelist thing as well. There often aren't, awards for people who are doing things beyond the classroom and doing things more than their actual day job. And so I wanted to recognise that with a kind of an ICT evangelist, not me evangelist, but someone who is an ICT evangelist, kind of special and specific award. It was, again, as all the judges have said, a difficult category to judge. Liz, who's had a bunch of shout-outs during the course of the evening, set up a sort of completely different, because I've got access to a lot of the stuff behind the scenes here, although this year I have kept my sort of nose clean out of it anyway. But Liz set things up so that she would get entries direct to her, not through the sort of standard system everybody else was using. She anonymized the entries. I had an inkling about some of the entries that came in, and there were some really, really strong entries. Some people doing some amazing advocacy for teaching and learning with technology. But somebody who really, really shone, and again, I only found out very recently myself from Liz who my winner was, and consequently the other entries and what have you as well. But it gives me great pleasure to announce the Global EdTech ICT Evangelist Award for 2024 for somebody who's doing some amazing work, not just, like I say, the advocacy and the support and amazing projects and in-depth work and impact within their school, but sharing far broadly as well on lots of other social platforms with things to help other people. Really, really, really lovely, and really inspiring work going on there. So it gives me great pleasure, and I'm hoping Ronan presses the button for this one rather than me. If you could bring up the winner for me, please. Ronan is Henry Exum, the winner of the ICT Evangelist Digital Leader Award. Congratulations, Henry. You're doing some amazing work, and I can only sort of think where you're going to be in sort of 5, 10, 15, 20 years time with the impacts and the things that you're doing within your school. So listen, big congratulations and well done for winning that. I'm really chuffed for you, and feel like that the things you were sharing, audience, made me feel like crikey, I want everyone's kids to be going to a school to be getting this experience. Other entries were absolutely stellar as well. There was another one with some amazing work going on with STEM and things beyond. It's such a pleasure to see such amazing work and advocacy for teaching and learning and technology going on. I now know because Liz has shared all the entries to me, but around the world. So big well done to all of you who entered and put yourself forward for it. And special congratulations and well done. And I can see he's in the audience as well. Mr. Exum Biology. There he goes. Look, and that's me pressing the button. That is not Mr. Exum Biology. That's Al Kingsley giving me a fist bump. Well done to Mr. Exum for that award. So congratulations to you. Well, look, I'm going to hand the reins over to somebody else now. One of the features of the awards and something we try to do every year so far is giving people a voice to share about things within the space. And someone I've known for a long time, and someone who I think is a bit of an ICT evangelist herself, has taken that big leap, and it's scary leaving full-time education, not as a student, as somebody who works full-time, and taking a step out. And so I thought this evening it'd be really lovely to hear from someone I've got an awful lot of respect for, not just because of the size of her Starbucks mug collection, a bit like me, but someone who's taken the leap to try and develop something and become even more of a role model to others. Because I can just, before I bring you on, I can see you're on the stage, Georgina, but your microphone's off. So before you start talking, you just pop your mic off. That would be great. She is an absolute rock star, and she's hurt herself recently as well. So not only is she a rock star and does amazing things, but she's joined us in what I'm only guessing is a relatively drugged up state with painkillers, or just doing her very best to keep on top. So I will be quiet, hand over the reins, as it were, to Georgina, who's going to share with us for a few minutes about herself, her journey, and the things she's doing, because I think she's absolutely amazing. Over to you, Georgina.
Well, thank you so much for the wonderful invitation and for your warm wishes. I promise not to take up too much time because I came, as you know, just for the dad joke. So I'm looking forward to hearing more of those. But on a serious note, it's really kind of you to invite me here today to talk about the journey that I'm on. And I initially thought, well, I want to come on and share some tips and inspiration on how we can help other people get started. And then I thought to myself, well, actually, maybe my journey will spark others by themselves. So I think the biggest thing to start with is what we do in the classrooms as educators, what we do in classrooms as education leaders, SLT or admins, whatever your role is. Perhaps you're a support staff, perhaps you're a parent and your children go to school, whatever your role is in the world of education, you are an expert in that space, right? And so whatever you're seeing are the things that you can celebrate, go out and celebrate them. But equally, because we live in an imperfect world, there are things that we can do to truly improve things for the better. And the things that sort of rub us the wrong way or frustrate us, those are the things that really drive fuel and passion for us to create extreme change in our spaces of tradecraft, whatever it is that we're doing in the space. So something happened, obviously, as we all know, generative AI boomed in the end of 2022. And I saw an opportunity, having worked across 3 different continents, supporting digital transformation for over a decade, and equally working as a classroom teacher across primary and senior school, to think about actually what can we do to really empower students to be able to use artificial intelligence safely in the classroom. So it was wonderful to hear some of my other amazing, inspiring women in tech that came on just before me to share out award winners who were equally doing amazing things in the field, both women and men alike. And I think that it's such an incredible time to be alive and also to be able to create such impactful change. So whatever is happening in your space, whether things are going really well and you want to celebrate, then be that voice, advocate for people who are doing amazing things in the world of education. And if there are things that are bothering you, then instead of sitting on the side of the fence that's feeling bad about it or complaining about it, take the reins, as Mark said earlier, and try to do something positive with it. Connect with the people that are in the chat today, connect with the people that were voted in for awards, connect with people who have equally applied, connect with anybody who's doing amazing things in the world of education, and learn to think tank together with them on how we can create positive solutions. So I'm really excited. It's a real honor to just be on the other side of the fence, learning about the world of product, learning about how we can think about actually positively utilizing the connections we have between schools and the product development on the other side in safe spaces. So we've all been on the side where we're using education technology tools, and maybe we think like, oh, I wish they could do this, or I wish they could do that, right? Or students saying, oh, this doesn't work exactly the way it is. And I think that's a really beautiful space where you're able to empathize from one side because you've been a classroom teacher, you've been an administrator and a senior leader, and you understand how things work in the classroom. And then to be able to take something and say, I'm going to do something positively to change the world is really epic. I think the biggest thing that I'd like to leave everybody with today is that I would not be where I am today. I knew I'd get a little emotional. I can feel it in my throat already. Without all the people that have been on this call, have been supporting me in the background. There are many of you in the chat who have sent best wishes, who have hopped on calls with me to hear my pitch, my product pitch, to give me feedback on technical advice, to just have a virtual coffee chat with me. And those are your people, those are your tribe, and we couldn't be here without them. So make sure you stay connected with everybody, make sure you support each other, make sure you're building for positive impact, reach out if you have questions, you need support, and we can do it. You can do it. We can all do it together.
I had to come on then when you started talking at the end there, Georgina. I'll say you are an inspiration. I can see Bookie in the background, actually, clearly. I won't bring on Bookie, don't worry, I won't do that to you. But you've been clearly touched by the things you're sharing, because it is important to have that PLN, and something you do so well as well. You haven't mentioned it, but you run Sunday Sparks. I personally, because things with kids, it's a bad time for me. I wish I could be involved in things, right? But Georgina does such amazing advocacy and amazing work, and but often doesn't recognise how much of an impact and how brilliant she is as well. So thank you so much for taking some time to share with us this evening. And again, there are many people who would have gone, do you know what, I'm if you were to know what's happened to Georgina, there's been a real effort for her just to go on this evening. That alone talks so much from the heart there. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And if you aren't connected with Georgina, please do. You can find her on socials at Redefined Ed. And please do. She's again one of those amazing educators who, if you've got a problem or someone to talk to or some advice around anything, she'll jump on a call. Again, lovely things being said here. I don't know if you can see the chat, Georgina, but I'll share some stuff here. Like, Brett, love you and your work, Georgina. Go get them. Big round of applause from Al here. Kaz going, delight to see you and loving your work. Kat going, we love you, Georgina. You are very much loved, and you're doing such amazing stuff. So thank you so much for taking the time to share with us this evening. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for having me. It's a really great honor to be here, and well done and congratulations to all the winners today as well. Thanks to you as well, Mark.
That's all right. No, it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Georgina. Well, listen, I'm going to get a little bit. I'm going to start going all booky myself in a second, so I'm going to shut up and welcome She's now laughing lots, so I'm really, yay, thank goodness. I'll front load this with a bit of a joke to give her more of a chance to compose herself. Oh, she's here already. Oh, crikey! I was going to say, Bookie, I was thinking about autocorrect earlier. Autocorrect, can go straight to heel.
Went off over my head. One. No, that went over my head.
Hey, when you got to spell it out with hey, when you got to spell it out as HE''LL instead of. I know that bad. Listen, Bookie, lovely to see you. A great friend and colleague, and makes it interesting to talk when we're not at motorway services in different places and what have you. Really a delight to have you on. Bookie, could you first of all share a little bit? I mean, I gave a bit of background to you actually a second ago, but could you talk about yourself a bit about what you do, that sort of thing, and then could you talk about your category? And for the best EdTech company, more than 3 years old, and then go through the process of talking about your runner-up and your winner, please.
Okay, thank you, Mark. It's great. First of all, it's great to be here. I'm actually in a booth right now. A good note.
I can tell.
It's really interesting, but So educator for over 20 years. I've been teaching. Can't believe it. For over 20 years, I am a senior leader in a special school and absolutely loving it. Having the opportunity to make a difference to the young people that I say serve rather than teach, and also an EdTech enthusiast, which is when I put it on there. So love anything to do with technology. Hence why I gave a presentation earlier this evening and trying to, dovetail two things. So and have lots of conversations. I think chewing your ears off when we get together and have a natter. So just enjoying the difference. I think just enjoying engaging with educators and just talking about what we can do to continue to make a positive difference to the young people, even when it gets challenging, and looking at the role of EdTech in that. Okay.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Bookie. Thank you for introducing yourself as well. And some comments here as well about yourself as well. Breaking out all the brilliant people. Kaz is going. Here's Bookie. She's amazing. Starlet. And Bookie, lovely to have you. Thank you. And thank you for squeezing yourself in, and not to the booth, into the busy evening that you've got. Thank you so much. So your runner-up, could you share a little bit about the runner-up being chosen for your
what an interesting category. The nominations, it was lovely and heartwarming to read, actually. I know these are tech companies, but the difference they're trying to make. So the runner-up is actually Little Bridge. And basically, they have a research focus for EdTech solutions and looking at how they support learning. But what is great is it doesn't just end there. They actually look at enabling and supporting mothers. to help their children with the learning as well. And I just love that it links to the families and the community aspect as well. So that's really good. So congratulations to them for coming up second.
Brilliant stuff.
And the winners, really interesting platform. Stride Inc. The Stride Inc. online blended learning programs for online education. But that's not just all. What I loved about this was the fact that it had a really good career development focus. And they're looking at supporting learners with lifelong learning and also job placements as well. So it was such an unusual, yet such a vital solution they offered. So yeah, congratulations to them.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Bookie. Appreciate that. And thank you for taking the time, like I say, to squeeze in a bit of time this evening in all of your other commitments as well. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to yourself and your coach, taking the time to judge. Lovely to see you. Thanks, Bookie. Take care. Cheers. Great stuff. Well, listen, we're cracking on now, sort of cracking the whip, so to speak. Next up, we have Mr. Paul Moore. He is the judge for the category Most Impactful Teacher in Secondary and FE. Paul, welcome to the awards this evening. I hope you're having a good evening. I believe you're up, I want to say Liverpool, but I don't want to get it wrong, and it's actually the Wirral. Where are you based, Paul?
It is the Wirral, yeah. Teaching Becknett.
See. Yeah, I knew I'd get it the wrong way around. And I used to teach in that neck of the woods myself, see, so I should know better, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and to you for judging this category as well. Did you want to talk us, tell us a little about your work as well? Because you've got quite an interesting sort of role in your school as well. Do you want to just talk us through that for a few seconds?
Yeah, of course. So I'm an IT teacher. I've been an IT teacher for about 15 years now. And recently I've become artificial intelligence lead for my college. And that involves obviously looking at the latest artificial intelligence and how that can help our staff and our students to do the best work that they can. And also a little bit of work around obviously policy, making sure that we've got the right sorts of rules in place for making sure that students know what they can and can't do with AI. So really interesting work.
Brilliant. Listen, thanks for sharing that. It's very broad, isn't it? You're doing all sorts of things. I was very fortunate to be working actually at the school your co-judge works at very recently as well. So your co-judge is Hattie Leung. She's head of sixth form at Wellington College, Hangzhou. And we, because of the work and the judging, we actually, while I was out there, went out for dinner. And she was talking about the category and the sort of the breadth of entries and sort of trying to work out how to best judge them and all this sort of thing. So I know, like all of our judges tonight, you've had a difficult task. Would you please announce your runner-up for us and talk a bit about those, and then share a little bit about the winner for this award, which is the most impactful secondary/FE teacher?
Yeah, sure. Well, just before I get into the runner-up, thank you very much for all the entries in the category. It was a really difficult judging, as you say. There was loads of really great evidence of impact that was going on in all these different communities, and Hattie and I have been honoured to be judges, obviously for the awards. It's been inspiring to see the ways in which you've all been doing such wonderful work, and we really hope everyone continues with the initiatives. And remember that everything that we do as educators, however small it is, really does have lasting impact on the students. So a massive well done to everybody in the category, and particularly those who've going to be announced now. In terms of runner-up, the runner-up this year particularly impressed us with how they'd embedded technology in the curriculum. The nomination made it really clear how much their students so much enjoy their learning, and how they've enhanced their learning with the addition of technologies like podcasting. So very well done to Che Cheney and Pav Wanda from Toronto in Canada.
Fantastic. Another global entry. Brilliant stuff. Thank you for your judging, and congratulations to Shay and to Pav for that. And then the winner.
Okay, our winner this year, they've really impressed us with there's so many projects and initiatives that they've implemented, focusing on things like sustainability, use of AI, improving female representation within STEM, and just generally being a role model to their colleagues. So they've made clearly quite an impact in their community. So very big congratulations to Dr. Selçuk Yusuf Arslan from Ataturk Vocational and Technical High School in Ankara, Turkey.
Wow, brilliant stuff. Listen, thank you so much for sharing all of that. And again, like all our judges this evening, Paul, you clearly know the entries really, really, really well. So thank you so much for taking the time. And it looks like it's still sunny up there
It is
on
indeed.
the
It's gorgeous
Wirrals.
outside.
Yeah, cool. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully you'll stay for the rest of the announcements, and thank you again for taking the time to judge, and thank you to Hattie as well for both of your bit of hard work on the Global EdTech Awards. Thank you so much, Paul. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we're cracking on. No egg jokes this evening because there'll be no yolk in that, and that's going to be all of that for that. Listen, someone who I've been really delighted to be in touch with during the course of the Global EdTech Awards is our next judge. She's got a penchant for all things Apple, as far as I'm aware, and so it gives me a great delight to welcome Emma Forey, the head of computing. You're judging on this. Has it been as difficult as others have been saying it is?
Oh, absolutely. And even though we've got a sort of a group sort of running along the same theme, the entries have been so diverse within that, which has made really, a challenging time for us as judges to provide feedback, but it's been really rewarding. And so I just want to thank you and your team for the privilege of being a judge, Mark. This has been an amazing evening so far. So thank you so much.
No, listen, thank you. Thank you for your time and efforts in doing all of this, Emma. Thanks for lovely messages and things, and sort of working to try and get yourselves on for this evening as well. I'm mindful of time, and I know it's late for you too, although at least it's not as late or early as it was for Brett over in Sydney, where it was 4 a.m. when he joined us earlier. I think you might have fallen back to sleep, but give us a shout out in the chat, Brett, if you're still with us. It'd be lovely to hear from you. Emma, would you like to share your runner-up for your awards and share a little about them, and then just do the same for the winner? Is that okay?
Absolutely, will do. So the runner-up is an inspiring individual who clearly loves what they do and has the children at the centre of every single decision made. Vanita, who's my co-judge, and I both really want to be in their class. I wish they were my teacher when I was at primary school. And we just want to implore the recipient to keep pushing for change and to continue making a difference in the lives of all of those children and adults, as this person was nominated by somebody else, that they impact on a daily basis. So the runner-up award goes to Alan Sui from Willowbrook Primary in the UK. Congratulations, Alan.
Oh, that's great news. I say I've known Alan for a long time. In fact, he's in the audience in the chat this evening, joining us as well. So I'm sure he'd be absolutely thrilled with that. And knowing Alan as I do, I think, as much as it's a runner-up, those comments you said there, Emma, I mean, what better compliment could you get than wishing you were somebody in their class, right? That's a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to say. So thank you for that, Emma, and thank you, and well done to Alan. Your winner, who can top that?
Okay,
the winner,
so
Emma.
Vanita and I, we both loved seeing how digital integration can have such an impact on so many aspects of a child's development: confidence, collaboration, problem solving, and the ownership of learning, which is really important. And we saw an excellent example of creating content for a real life purpose. And both Vanita and I would just dearly love to see what else this person has in store for pupils. We would love to sort of be in touch after this, just to see what else is up their sleeve. So a massive congratulations to Samantha Dimieri from St. Peter's Catholic Primary School in West Sunshine in the state of Victoria in Australia. So congratulations, Samantha.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, Emma. Another award for an Australian. Brilliant stuff going on literally around the world. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening, Emma. Thank you, just as many of our other judges have, to join me with a bit of dapper clothing as well. I can see you've gone the extra mile. So thank you very much indeed for that, Emma. Very, very much appreciated. Look forward to seeing you IRL very, very soon. Thank you, Emma.
Pleasure. Thanks, Mark.
Cheers. Thank you. Fantastic. Well, that's two lovely winners there. Congratulations to them both there. Coming next up onto the stage, as it were, and just checking the time. We don't seem to be doing too bad on the time. A few minutes behind now. Let's see if we can step up the pace a little bit. I want to bring onto the stage Dr. Paul D. Otermans and Thomas Lange, who are the judges for the best EdTech product for school management solutions. Welcome to you both.
Hello. Welcome. Hi.
Hi there. So if you could just take a moment just to introduce yourselves both very briefly, if you could think of an elevator pitch. Over to you first, Dr. Paul, if you could introduce yourself, and then over to you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you so much. Lovely to be here. Lovely to be judged this year. My name is Dr. Paul Otermans, and I'm the co-founder of OAI by Otermans Institute. And we build the world's first AI teacher that's teaching anything. It's content agnostic and here to make learning outside of the classroom two-way conversational using our own language model.
Brilliant stuff. Wow. So if you want to learn more about that, please do reach out to Dr. Poldy. I'm sure there'll be many viewers who are really interested in that. Thank you for that. And Thomas, a bit about yourself, please.
Thank you. Yeah, after 20 years teaching and doing digital strategy and implementation in England, I relocated to Germany and working in a very different system now. Trying to get them up to speed. So it's a very exciting time at the moment, and it's very nice. And again, very, very good to be here and love the category as well. School management solution, MIS system is such an important part. So I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a cornerstone. Everything sort of hangs off it, doesn't it? Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Thomas. So I'm not quite sure how you arranged how you're going to announce these awards, but if you'd like to share who the winner is for your category, please.
Yes, I'm just going to say that it's been a fantastic range of aspects that have been covered in the by the winner, and what stood out for both of us was the support for local implementation that was evidenced by the testimonials around the world, and I think it's very much what we like at Global EdTech Awards. That it's not a solution just for one country, but for many. So I let Paul D to announce the winner, please.
Yes, thank you, Thomas. Indeed. So the winner of this year's Best EdTech Product for School Management Solutions is iSAMS by Iris.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, both of you. Congratulations to Iris. I'm sure, to Iris for their iSAMS product. I'm sure they will be absolutely buzzing like that about that. Buzzing like a fridge, as Chris Dyson likes to say. Thank you so much to both of you taking the time to join us this evening, and I very much appreciate the time you took in judging the awards as well. Thank you both very much. Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you to Dr. Poldy, and really interesting work that she's doing there, clearly. So please do reach out to her, and thank you to Thomas for taking the time to join us as well. Showing commitment to staying up late and mindful that we're a few minutes behind. He may not even be in the green room because it has gotten a little bit late. Let's just see if he's there. Oh, he is there indeed. Look at this. Welcome, Mr. Ollie Lewis. He must be on his 17th cup of coffee today. And welcome to his co-judge, Stephen Taylor, here to announce the winner of the Network Manager of the Year award. Welcome to you both. I'm mindful, so talk about you being tired, Ollie, is me forgetting and neglecting to give you the chance to talk about yourselves and what it is and what you do. So, Ollie, what is it that you do? And then over to you, Stephen.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for inviting me on, and it's been a pleasure judging with Stephen this year. I'm Deputy Head Academic at the Amity International School, Abu Dhabi. I've been involved in a whole host of different digital transformation projects over the last kind of 5 to 7 years, and it's great to be here, and fantastic hosting tonight, Mark.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. You're too kind, Mr. Lewis, as always. I do appreciate the kind words, though. Stephen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Mark. It's an honour to be here today. I'm Stephen Taylor. I'm Learning Technology Lead at Regent's University London. I'm also the Microsoft Community Fellow for the North of England, and just pretty much always active on social media. So always talking through pedagogy, EdTech, everything like that. Really passionate about all of it. And I just thought I'd add to your terrible jokes by bringing one a bit relevant to this impactful network managers category. Has anyone seen the cybersecurity team? All I know is they ran somewhere.
Very good indeed. Thank you very much. The big question I've got for you, though, actually, Stephen, because it was lovely because I put a tweet out with when I was wearing this hat earlier today, actually doing the sort of prep for the evening, and you said that you were going to come with your OneNote Avenger cape, and I'm thinking there's a cape on the image behind you, but he's come.
No,
I
have not been able to find it. It has been squirreled away out of sight of my daughter and my puppy, because otherwise it'll be torn to shreds. So I'm not entirely sure where it is at the moment.
So in that case, would it be a terrible cape then? I'm just going to.
Oh, it would be a very terrible cape. Yes.
Brilliant. Well, listen. Without any further ado, I'm not quite sure how you've arranged. I know you've been talking on LinkedIn and other means to work out who's saying what this evening. But I will hand over to you and let you announce your runner-up and your winner of the Network Manager of the Year.
Thanks, Mark. So as you can see from the backgrounds on both Stephen and myself, we're very much of the opinion that whilst the teachers might be on the jazzy front end of all the technology in schools, none of that would happen without the real superheroes, if I can get my pointing right, of the EdTech world, which is the network managers. It's not as simple as just plug and play. It's far more complicated than that, as we all know. So the real heroes in this, quite often the unsung heroes being the network managers. It's been incredible then to see from the runner-up in this category what collectively people can achieve when they all come together under a common purpose. And this particular initiative brought together an entire city under a single project, working quite disparately and bringing them all closer together. And that's no easy task. To do that kind of transformation, especially at scale across a large group of schools. So the runner-up for this year's award is Portsmouth, the Digital City Project with Technology Specialist Advisors.
That's great to hear, Ollie. And listen, there's a quote, and you've heard me speak probably more than my mum, right? There's a quote, Arthur C. Clarke, when technology is sufficiently advanced enough, it's indistinguishable from magic. And, for teachers often, me included, you just expect things to happen, but it doesn't just happen. And there's so much work behind the scenes that, goes into actually making it happen. And so, that's why we have this category, because it really does hopefully draw a spotlight on the hard work of these brilliant people. And if you want to connect with other sort of people on this sort of thing, please do reach out to Rick Cowell, who here in the UK, I'm sure there'll be other organisations internationally, but in the UK, we've got the Association for Network Managers in Education. Great organisation for collaboration and networking, and to talk about all those important issues, from data security, privacy, to network management, to all those different things that they have such a huge remit for. And they make the magic happen, don't they? Right. So yeah, absolutely. Listen, Stephen, you're going to announce the winner then. So I'll do a little virtual drum roll.
In the winner of this one. So our winner for this category of the network managers is Kevin Rading from the Kenya Medical Training College. Kevin and his team have made an absolutely phenomenal achievement. They've brought enterprise technology at scale across an entire country. They provided very clear documentation as part of the nomination, which outlined the scope of this massive project to bring 2 state-of-the-art data centers to Nairobi and Mombasa to support 84 separate sites. So we talk about magic behind the scenes. That is next level magic behind the scenes. And one thing that both of us particularly liked is Kevin identified that soft skills were needed by all of his team members to support the project, and that without them and without the ability to actually explain what they were doing, that would have just made the entire thing fall apart. So, you know, that's actually so vital to everything in tech, particularly in educational technology, that you can bring people along with you. And that's actually something my master's dissertation in digital education is going to be looking at in depth as well. So, you know, absolutely outstanding. But it does have to be said, there was only about 10 points between the two, which is one question between the runners up and the winners. So it was a very, very close call.
Well, I think having had sort of other conversation with other judges as well, it has been a similar sort of state of affairs in the other categories as well. The quality of applications has been, you know, absolutely outstanding. So, listen, thank you for sharing all of that. And actually, might well be worthwhile if you're interested, Stephen, reaching out. We can connect you. It might help with you some of your research to get
definitely
in touch with Kevin around all of this. Thank you both so much. I'm mindful it's super late for you, Ollie. So I will wish you a good night, both of you. But Stephen, no excuses for you. I hope you can stay around and get involved in the chat and tell some more of those brilliant dad jokes. Look forward to it. Thank you both very much indeed.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Bye.
Nice one. Cheers. Thanks both. Great stuff. Thank you. And congratulations there to the runner-up and the winner there on the Best Network Manager. Next up, keeping with the international flavour, we have a judge from the US and a judge from the UK, the best of both worlds. Please welcome onto the awards ceremony the judges for the category for Best AI Platform, the one and only inspirational Rochelle Dene-Poth and Laura Knights. Welcome to you both, and thank you for taking the time to join us. And congratulations on your doctorship as well, Rochelle. I forgot to mention that. So well done, and
thank you.
I will do add in Dr. Rochelle Dene-Poth from now on. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've been checking out my DMs behind the scenes while I know I can multitask. So I've seen some conversations going on behind the scenes for both of you.
Yeah.
So I know you know who's saying what and when. I know who you both are because your work is prolific, both of you. So I've known you both for a very, very long time now. But for those who've been living under a rock, perhaps Laura first and then Dr. Rochelle, if you could just share a little bit about who you are and what it is you do, and then go on to announce the winners for this award, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. So hi everybody, I'm Laura Knights. I've been a teacher for 20 years and work in helping educational settings do technology well. So I'm really interested in educational technology as a vehicle for flourishing for young people. And so I have recently written a book on AI. I'm doing lots of work with schools on supporting them with their journey with AI and digital innovation. And I'm delighted to be here with you, Mark, despite all of the horrendous jokes. We love you anyway. And it's so wonderful to be here as well with you as a Dr. Rochelle. Absolutely. Great time.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's nice to be here with you as well. And thanks again, Mark, for the invitation to be part of this. I just think it's such a fantastic, although it's a little bit stressful, I'm not going to lie, because the submissions that come in are like, oh my goodness. But just very briefly about me, I have been in education. I've been teaching since the last century, which as long as somebody smirks or laughs at that, I can keep saying it. But I teach full-time French and Spanish. I also teach a STEAM course in emerging technology, an attorney and an author. I did just complete my dissertation and doctoral work, which was focused on AI, actually, and the need for professional development, and have a book that's out soon on AI and I've done a lot of writing and teaching about it for about 6 years. So I'm really interested in it. And it was really great to be a part of this specific focus area for these awards and going through and just seeing what the companies are thinking, what they're providing, what they're like, how they do what they do. So yeah, and I do manage to sleep, but I'm always honored to be involved in some of these things too. So it's exciting to see all the people being recognized for all of their hard work. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I know you both. I don't know how you find the time to do all the things that you do. And I believe you're a lawyer as well, Dr. Rochelle. Is that correct?
Yes, I tend to forget that.
Excellent.
Just a few strings to your bow there. But listen, thank you both ever so much. If you'd like to share your winners for the award, please.
Yes. So
Rochelle's going to share our runner-up.
I know it's like, it's so hard to pick, but we're both, I'm sure we're both kind of like, oh my goodness. Cause it was, for me, going through all of these, I went through them multiple times and read them really closely, and just inspiring to see the work that's being done, because we don't often know behind the scenes what goes into these products. And so I would love to announce the runner-up for this category is Teachermatic. And when I was looking at the submission, best AI platform EdTech, there was just so much like really thought put into it. They value teacher feedback. That was a big component of what their submission was. They ran all of these independent trials at different colleges. They provided a lot about not just like, this is what it does, but they had very clear output of like what the outcomes were, what the impact was, what the evidence is that they got, and even the average amount of time that was saved by using what they offer. I think it's somewhere more than 70 different tools for teachers. Another big issue that I focus on, and I know we all do, is like the data privacy and all of those concerns. And so they really addressed those really well and had really good plans for moving forward. It was just, everything was very well thought out and planned and strategic in what they did. And so it was an awesome thing I didn't know who it was, but just reading through it and seeing what they put into it is what made this so difficult. So congratulations to Teachermatic for being the runner-up in this category. And over to you, Laura.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I completely agreed with you on Teachermatic's compelling application and thought it was really powerful. But they were beaten actually by a really strong contender, like mind-blowingly strong. And it was again, the anonymized process, that whole experience of judging it really does take you away from your usual kind of benchmarks and expectations and requires you to look at the evidence. And that was a really interesting experience here. This particular provider has shown such an amazing commitment to working in education, to building real depth in their products, and have created something that's very much grounded in pedagogy, but also that it really celebrates the importance of human connection. And I think for me, that's a really key aspect of how classroom thriving is something to be celebrated through technology. So they created their own education-specific LLM, this walled garden experience, and have really produced something very purposeful and powerful. So I would love to announce that the winner of this category is Merlin Original from Merlin Origin. They have done brilliantly with this product, and I think it's really impressive. So very, very well done to the Merlin team for this outstanding work.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you both for sharing that your hard work behind the scenes, your dressing up to come on to the awards this evening, the feedback you've given. I've been actually involved in the journeys with both those winners actually, and so it's delightful to again, I've been like you, many steps removed from it, not knowing who people are and stuff, but I'm absolutely thrilled for both teams there with the runner-up and the winner awards there, and I know they'll be overjoyed with that too. Thank you both so much for taking the time out to do all the hard work behind the scenes and to join us this evening, and I look forward to catching up with you both soon. So thank you both very much. Thank you.
Bye everybody.
Cheers both. Take care. Bye. Thank you so much. Great stuff. Well done to Teachermatic and to Merlin. Great to hear that there. I'm delighted to announce another award myself now. I'm just going to I'm jumping on here to cover off this award because it's the person's in another time zone and in their PJs and fast asleep and unable to join us to announce this award. So I'm just going to bring up the results myself because it's not one that I've been, again, very, very involved in. And so I'm just going to do this now. In fact, Ronan, what I'll do is I'll bring these up, if that's okay. So I'm doing the best secondary curriculum products awards. Oh, he's already given the game away there with the runner-up, so I'll do that again. The runner-up for this one is Hodder Education. This is something, a product that I believe has been involved with Carmel Bones, history teacher, doing some fantastic work, resources available for history teachers in secondary education. Brilliant. If the resources are anywhere close to being as brilliant as she is in the work that she does, then I know it would have been an absolutely fantastic entry. So brilliant stuff, and well done, and thank you to our judge for this one, and congratulations to Hodder Education and to Carmel Bones and the team for that award there. The next award goes to a company which helps out and supports schools in. It's not often something which takes much precedence in the curriculum, but I was delighted to see that this was the pick for the winner for this particular award. The winner for this one is another Australian company. This is Career Tools. So congratulations to Career Tools for the best secondary curriculum resource. I dived into their entry earlier ahead of today just to make sure that I was able to sort of talk about it with some authority. It's a tool which provides lots and lots of support around movement into thinking about careers beyond education. And careers education is something which is really, really important and often sort of doesn't get as much airtime as it probably should in curricula, given such curriculum is such a busy part of what happens in a school. But some of the impact stories, some of the feedback from some of the schools that it had, it was able to share that it has a real impact on the life chances and the career paths that the young people were able to sort of move into. So congratulations there then to them for winning this particular award. Real pleasure, and thank you to Kelly Allgood for judging that category for us. I'm really excited now to bring on our next series of judges. So next up is someone who I think has probably outclassed me. I like to think I'm often the smartest person when you do these awards, but here we go. Look at this. I mean, look at. Thank you, sir, for taking the time and the effort. It almost looks like you're about to turn around and go and play on that piano, Munir. Is that correct, or is it a virtual background? Oh, brilliant stuff. Well, listen, Munir is here to announce the award for the best school digital. That's the after party. Yeah. And Munir's here to announce the winner of the Best School Digital Transformation Award for an independent school. So really delighted to have you come and share your winner here. You got a runner-up and an actual winner. So thank you for coming on and sharing and doing this tonight, Munir. I recognise and appreciate you taking the time to do this. Your co-judge is Sethi de Klerk. He can't be here, unfortunately. He's, again, on the other side of the world, representing the whole global side of things. But thank you to Sethi as well. Munir, if I could hand over to you, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit and talk about what it is that you do. And then if you could then announce your runner-up and your winner for the best digital strategy, digital implementation in an independent school, please.
Yeah, so it was fantastic to be here. First of all, thank you for inviting me, Mark. And of course, the competition was really difficult to get through. But at the end, we really narrowed it down based on the impact these schools were having, not just on people in the school, like teachers, pupils, but also those in the local community, those, of course, who work in technology, but of course, families as well, and the impact that was having on those pupils. So the runner-up for the best school digital transformation goes to Ormiston College in Australia.
Congratulations to Ormiston. Brilliant stuff. Thank you ever so much, Munir. And who then is the winner?
Okay, so again, just pecking ahead with the impact this was having, not just on their pupils, but bringing the community together and showing how technology can really be used as a digital tool to transform education. And so the Best School Digital Transformation for the Independent School goes to St. Peter's Catholic Primary School in West Sunshine, Victoria. Congratulations to all the winners and runners-up. Well done.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. Looking at the lots and lots of winners in Australia this year. Fantastic to see the global aspect and seeing lots of different people coming in and winning and products and teachers and schools from all over the world. Thank you so much to yourself for taking the time to and do the work and time behind the scenes, Winnie. And thank you for joining us. And I just again, I will doff my cap to you, sir, for taking the time. You are looking very, very dapper indeed, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Mark, and congratulations to everyone again.
Brilliant stuff, Money. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Take care. Great stuff. So next up, we have the award for wellbeing, safeguarding, and online safety. I do feel like I've seen one of these judges in the green room for a little while now. It has felt a little bit like an episode of Challenge Annika, I have to say, with the video content I can see in the background. Now I can see she's laughing a bit. Look. So thank you. And bless you for being in the green room for as long as you have waiting to come on. Amy, you're at Hope Valley School in Jersey, and I'm really delighted to have you join us this evening. We're also joined by your co-judge, Matt Jordan. Matt is joining us. I'm not quite sure where you're based, Matt, actually, but I know it's here in the UK. Matt, as you might guess, have guessed. Can you guess what he made that background? What tool you might have used to make that background? I've got no idea. Matt works for Canva. If you haven't heard of it, it's a little known tool. You might want to check it out. It's not bad, I guess. No, cracking piece of kit for education. Fantastic offer. I literally use it every day, so you can pass that back to the team. It's something that is absolutely superb. So thank you for doing this work. You're both judging the category for best wellbeing, safeguarding, and online safety products. I can hand over to you. I'm not quite sure how you've arranged who's going to announce which bits, but I'm sure you've had the conversation behind the scenes. So I will hand over to you, talk a little bit about yourselves, and then talk about your winners for this particular category.
Perfect. So I can kick us off with the runner-up. So yeah, thank you for the kind introduction, Mark. And yeah, Canva, it seems to be everywhere at the moment, which is good. We're happy to kind of work with everyone and help as many schools as we can. And I think for me, having worked in education for a long while, and particularly safeguarding, this is a really good award to be judging. And I think myself as well, as part of my governorship, I also look after safeguarding there. So it's always nice to see not just what tools are out there, but also the impact that they're having. I think you'll all agree that they are incredibly important tools that are making a huge difference to the schools and colleges. So there were so many incredible entries. The runner-up that we thought was kind of almost there. It was certainly very, very close as to which was going to be the winner, which was the runner-up. But it was a really special tool that, as I say, it's making a huge difference to schools, but also to universities as well. And I think one of the things that stood out about this platform was the incredible depth of research that's really gone into bringing this tool to the market. So that was something that stood out, along with the impact that it's then having. It's only been around about 18 months or so, already in over 300 schools in 30 countries. So yeah, really, really proud to have the runner-up being GEC platform by the Global Equality Collective. So very, very well done to them. Amy, are you ready to go ahead with winners?
Absolutely. Okay,
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, Matt.
So as Mark already mentioned, I am currently teaching at Hope Valley School in Jersey, Channel Islands. Though I am originally from Lytham St Anne's, and so I've been teaching around Preston since 2005. So I've been going a while. But I am currently the co-lead for the digital innovation and learning, which is where my love of EdTech is being shown. I'm also the chair for the Association for the Teaching of Psychology as well, the UK-based subject association. And not to plug it or anything, but we are having our annual conference in July. Please come. So I am very pleased to announce the winner for this very important category. With my background in psychology, I have got a very strong awareness of mental well-being and mental health, and so does this platform. It focuses on safeguarding and wellness, and when I was reading the information on the application, I was literally bowled over. It was amazing the impact that they have had on staff and students at all the schools that they have been used by. They have a particular focus on mental well-being, and they hope to foster deeper understanding of the wider culture within the educational communities of the schools that they serve. So with no further ado, I would love to announce that the winner is Imabi, named after the founder's two daughters. It is an amazing product that is literally changing lives and making things so much better and safer and amazing, really.
Oh, great stuff. Listen, brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. And again, both of you clearly really knowing your products really, really well. So thank you both ever so much for taking the time to both judge and then come and join us this evening as well. Thank you both, and I look forward to seeing you both again very, very soon. Thank you both. Cheers, Matt. Thanks, Amy. Cheers. So we're nearly there. I did want to do, whilst I've got a big audience, something's gone missing here. So I just sort of share this message to whoever has stolen my copy of Microsoft Office. I will find you. You have my word. Okay. I joke, obviously. So listen, next awards, if I can't laugh at them, then, I'm very pleased to welcome on someone else who's also almost outclassed Munir even with his, that bow tie was something special, wasn't it? But I can see her in the green room. Thank you. Really, really pleased to welcome for the most impactful teacher award, Dr. Alexandra Gray and Simon Detra. Thank you to you both for taking the time to join us and share your winners for this award this evening. Thank you both. If you could just spend a moment introducing yourselves, and then I'm sure between you've worked out who's going to announce which bits and bobs. So I'll hand over to you for that. But Dr. Alexandra, if you could introduce yourself first, and then Simon, and then if you could announce your runner-up and your winner, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me involved, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Alex Gray, and I am a former head in an alternative provision, and I manage the company called LearnTrek. We are a software development company supporting non-mainstream education settings, so lots of specialist provisions.
Great stuff. Thank you, Alex. And Simon?
Sure, I'm Simon Detra. I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher for over 20 years. Deeply interested in EdTech since my own school days. In fact, I was thinking just earlier on, in those days, we had BBC Micros in school. I think there are some people here this evening who are probably old enough to remember those. And I feel a bit underdressed compared to you, Mark, so apologies for that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Absolutely fine. If I could just ask you, I'm not quite sure again who between you is going to announce the runner-up and the winner. But before I pass back to you, just say thank you both again for taking the time to judge, to be involved, the conversations behind the scenes. It's not an easy job, is it? So I really appreciate the time and dedication you've given, because it's a voluntary thing, you know. So thank you ever so much. It means an awful lot to me. So thank you both.
So I'm announcing the runner-up. Thanks, Mark, for having us and for having us involved. This is the first time I've been involved in this, so it's really interesting to be here this evening. The runner-up in the category of most impactful head teacher is Carla Furler, who is head teacher at Peerswood Primary School, which is in Kent in Southeast England.
Great stuff. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Could you share a little bit about what stood out about that particular entry, Simon?
Yeah, for sure. So this is it's a challenging school. It's located in a in an area that is marked by high deprivation. And Carla has done great work developing the school's approach to the use of EdTech with clear impact in the classroom. She set up a change team within the school, and that has been instrumental in developing a new vision and a new strategy for the school's approach, which is inspirational and lovely to see.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much, Simon. I appreciate your comments as well, as I'm sure Carla will as well. Thank you so much. And then Alex, if you could like to share the winner, please.
Okay, so this winner, I think for me, it was really about the fact that this inspiring leadership wasn't just about a big personality, which they may well have, but certainly what came through from the entry was this sense of a combination of a clear vision and actions that were rooted in very specific steps. And they seem to be really sort of involved in the detail and particularly understood how to take their staff team with them, really, really importantly. And rather than just sort of imposing massive change, they really took their staff team on a journey and inspired their staff. And that's what the category is about, an inspiring head teacher. So I'm really, really pleased to announce that the winner for most inspiring head teacher is Apranjita Raleigh from the Srinidhi International School in India. Congratulations.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Congratulations to Apranjita Raleigh. Brilliant stuff. And yeah, great stuff and lovely stories. It's always interesting getting the names and finding out who's won and stuff, but it's those stories behind it that make it so much more compelling. So thank you both for taking the time to share that. Thank you again for being judges on the awards, and thank you again for taking the time to join us this evening, because it's actually getting quite late now. So thank you both very much for taking the time. Thank you very much indeed. Take care, both. Thank you. Cheers. Bye now. Thanks. Bye-bye. So next up, we're fast approaching the end of the evening. One of the, and please do stick around, one of the final awards here this evening is one being judged by someone who's, well, he's already had a bit of a shout out for me this evening, so I'm not going to do much of a bigger shout out, but he's someone I've got an awful lot of time for. You know those people who, you think you're being like quite productive, you're doing quite well at life, you manage to do a few things, and then you find out about this guy who's doing like 1,000,001 more things than you, and they're all absolutely brilliant, and he's dedicating time to volunteer for this and do it. This man, what he doesn't give to education, he's an absolutely top guy. Our final judge for this evening is someone who's judged the a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's the one which we've held up for the end of the evening here. So the award is going to be, here he is now, it's going to be announced by assistant to Ferdy, Ferdy being the dog. If you want more reference on that, I'm sure he might pop up at some point in time. But check out Al's newsletter for more information and memes about his dog Ferdy. Al is, of course, the CEO of Netsport. He's a chair of a large multi-academy trust. He's written a whole bunch of books. I mentioned his Secret EdTech Diary earlier, and he's not adverse to a joke about no coffin and other things like that. But just so I get in there before you use that one, because I know that's your latest little joke there, Mr. Kingley. Thank you so much for joining us. I think that's probably enough of an intro for you. I mean, if you want to talk about anything else that you do, because you've got your finger in so many pies with the Regional School Commissioners Board, to the work with BESA, to volunteering for Childline on the weekends, all the things you do, you're an absolute stellar guy.
I have a few comments. The first is I wish we hadn't clubbed together and got you that Osborne bumper book of dad jokes. I can see it's now already having repercussions. Obviously it's an absolute pleasure to be here, Mark. And one of the things that really stands out, having spent this week today down in London for London EdTech Week, is recognizing the strength and the amazing community we have, not just here in the UK, but as tonight has shown, globally, with educators and technology professionals coming together, looking to innovate and do the right thing for our next generation. And it is but everything. It's just entirely inspiring, and it's a huge pleasure to be involved, particularly for this category, the Lifetime Achievement Award. But just seeing so many familiar faces and amazing people who've been involved either with awards this evening or supporting the awards this evening, and the brilliant judges we've got, I think it really does top up the boost gauge of positivity when you have events like this evening.
Thank you. That's so kind. And it's that approach that that I advocate for so much, Al, isn't it? And the network is so much more powerful than the node. Stellar individuals who dedicate and give up so much of their time to help other people. Sometimes with EdTech, sometimes without. But truly impactful right across the board, and all happy to give up their time to support things like this and share and innovate and ultimately doing it to help each other, but also hopefully having an impact on kids, which is why we're all here, right? So yeah, it's been a great evening. And knowing like you do, the winner for this award, I think they really do mirror that kind of approach as well. There's somebody, I'm sure you've got a nice little repartee to talk about them, but they are somebody who has had a big impact in many, many different ways. And I won't steal your thunder because I know you'll have lots of nice things to say about this person who's the person who's won this award this year. But if you'd like to
let me
share
dive
your
in.
thoughts.
I was going to say, because it's many people's bedtime, but for some it's getting up time as well, given our global context. But as I said, it is a huge privilege to be able to and be asked to judge the Lifetime Achievement Award. I think especially in the format of these awards and being a breath of fresh air, with the sense of discovering about these different people without necessarily knowing the context of them initially, who they are. And I was certainly really, really impressed by the quality of the applications, as many have shared this evening. I think it's no mean feat when within the digital space we've been moving at such pace in recent years to be talking about people who've run the course, sustained, been involved, and to arrive at a point where we're talking about a lifetime achievement. And the submissions really were. They were both a really tough task, but they were also a hugely pleasurable task to read through and see what's happening around the world and really recognize that strength there. But there was one application that I had the pleasure of reading through that for me really stood out from the crowd. It's somebody that I have followed for many, many years. Not that I want to imply that either of us are getting old, as well as having the pleasure to meet on a few occasions at different events. And in the submission, there were a few things that stood out for me, not least that in their 30-year career, they've directly impacted the learning of over 500,000 students in the UK in over 160 schools and colleges, using technology to transform learning and lives, which is a pretty strong track record to demonstrate. Alongside that, their achievements include the prestigious Queen's Anniversary Prize for Digital Transformation in 2020. And right on cue, I noticed this week a Pearson Teaching Awards Silver Medal that underscores their exceptional leadership, commitment to education, innovation, and so much more. I also had the opportunity with all of the submissions to be able to see the chronology of activity and awards, not just for the person, but also for their college's digital transformation journey and what they've done for a much wider community that they serve. The submission kind of wrapped up with a phrase that stood out for me. I believe she is utterly unique in the breadth, scale, and innovation of the work that she does. And I genuinely couldn't agree more. It is my absolute pleasure to announce that this year's Lifetime Achievement Award is the one and only Deb Miller, the Digital Director at Transformation at Hull College. Huge congratulations to Deb, and really richly deserved.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what a lovely summary. I mean, just sharing about some of the things that you've done there, Deb's impact over the years in the various colleges and so forth. So like some of the things you listed is just absolutely huge. So massive congratulations to Deb. And thank you to you, Al, for judging that category. I look forward to seeing you very soon, sir. I know you've had a long day, and I know it's past your bedtime, definitely. So I will let you go. But please do hang around in the chat, because I've got a little something else I want to share in just a moment as well, that I know you will enjoy being a part of. So please don't disappear. But
take care, folks, and well done to everybody.
Great stuff. Thanks, Al. So listen, I've got a bit of a special surprise, something we've sort of kept under wraps a little bit, and so we've got all of our various awards, but I've got another guest in the green room who I want to bring on, and this, between the team, myself, Roland and Liz, and if we could bring this gentleman in right now, that'd be really fantastic. This is someone, this is Professor Bob Harrison. And if you haven't come across Bob, then where are you? I mean, it's almost like you've saved the best till last, but I mean, there's so many brilliant people who've been involved in these awards and involved, in my career and other things so much over the years. Wanted to bring you on for a little chat at the end here and to give you a bit of a surprise, Bob. It's not a "this is your life," and I know you've come on here this evening because you wanted to say some nice things about the awards and the involvements and stuff. But actually, and just going straight in here, like Steve Taylor, just going, "Woo, hello, Bob, you legend," and that's a word actually. One more thing, the great Bob here from Thomas. Look. We spoke on the phone earlier today, didn't we? We talked about legacy, and I used the word to describe you as a legend myself earlier. When we were talking about the awards this year, and you'll have noticed, because you were a judge last year as well, weren't you, Bob? You'll have noticed there's been some changes in some of the awards categories. We've got an ICT Evangelist Award this year, for example. And this year, one thing that we wanted to do, which wasn't ever for sort of public knowledge, but we wanted to create an award which was something that between the three of us, and there's three of us on the team, as I mentioned earlier. I think you'll have seen it. There's myself, there's Ronan McNichol, who's head of digital prep at Burke Hampstead School. There's Liz Berry, my colleague at Net Support, who what she doesn't know about awards and entering awards and winning awards isn't worth knowing. Absolutely brilliant. But the three of us really, really wanted to put something in together today to recognise something that came from just us, for someone that we know has had such a huge impact on teachers and use of technology, how they think about education, for calling out BS when no one else will, for getting involved in trying to push the barrier and follow your values when you're working with DFE, I would say aficionados, but certain people within the Department for Education who could maybe do things a little bit differently. So myself, and I can see they've joined in the background as well. We've also got Liz, and I think hopefully Ronan's going to pop his camera on in just a moment. I'll bring him in as well too. But we brought you here tonight, Bob, to recognise you and your career. It's not a lifetime achievement award because what you've achieved in your lifetime, and I remember seeing you back sort of in my late 20s, the things you're sharing in 30s. You've been a constant throughout my career and inspiring me in so many different ways. And so tonight, between myself and Liz and Ronan, we wanted to give you an award which hasn't been judged against anybody else. We just wanted to recognise what it is that you do and to award you what we've called our Global EdTech Visionary Award. So congratulations. Nothing you will have thought of and known about in the slightest at all. But we just wanted to take a moment to say thank you and to recognise all the great things you've done. From when, I've seen you on stage in so many different places, calling things as they are, inspiring others and pushing for things that can really help people in schools and ultimately children and families right across this great country. So, Bob, thank you very much. And I hope you don't feel too bad about us doing that for you.
Not only do I not feel too bad, but you've made an old man very happy. Thank you very much. It's we talked earlier today about legacy and legends, and I've got that stage in my life. I'm 74 soon, and I've had my time, and I still keep an eye on things. I'm still very active on social media. I think I'm judged. One of the great things about being old and the internet, of course, is that I can still be involved, but I don't have to get out of my chair, which you can see behind me is a reclining chair because I've had hip replacements and so on and so forth. So the body's wearing out, but the spirit's still the same and the passion's still the same. And the passion is for the power and the potential of technology to engage and empower learners and to extend and enhance learning, which unfortunately the word learning has not been in the DFE vocabulary since 2010 when they took over. In fact, the word learning has been banned to be used by civil servants, ironically. They can talk about teaching, but they're not allowed to talk about learning. And when I challenged the minister about that, he said, well, it's too vague a concept and we can't measure it. So, I'm really pleased that era is coming to an end and we've been able to persist. People like myself and Stephen Heppel and Ken Robinson and Sugata Mitra and others, have kept on challenging this ideology that, you know, learning is about knowledge and facts and memory and so on. Now, there is an element of that, but also learning is about being creative and, you know, as the late David Price used to say, you know, about using technology to be creative and create other things, create memories, create all sorts of things for kids. So I'm touched by the award. You know, as I say, I look back and I reflect. I've got plenty of time now, and I'm still a trustee of a multi-academy trust. I'm a volunteer at the local food bank. I still get out with the dog and I swim and keep active. And I watch from a distance. And it's amazing. You know, I spent, as you say, 30 years trying to convince policymakers and politicians, head teachers, principals about the value of technology. And I must say, it's ironic that a virus that killed 250,000 people achieved more in, you know, in a few months than I managed to do in 20, 30 years. And that's sad, but at least we're in such a different place now. And I'd like to think that I played a small part in that journey. So I'm really touched. What really inspires me is the fact that people like Deb Miller, who's just won the Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, Deb will talk about the first time she saw me speak at Old Trafford. You've mentioned the time you saw me speak. You know, the Simon Finch and others who've run conferences still remember, you know, some of the lines and some of the things that I've managed to, some of the ideas that I managed to get across. So I'm touched. I'm grateful. I've enjoyed judging the awards. It's great to see so many awards, and the breadth and the width of this Global EdTech Award. I'm judged, I think, for about 10 or 12 awards system, but this one is the one that's got the biggest global reach. So keep up the good work, Mark. I'm grateful to Al Kingsley and the support. Him and I are also involved in supporting the Edge Futurists award scheme, which is on the 11th of July in Leeds. Great bunch of lads there. Although Dan Fitzpatrick now is a world leader on AI and spending most of his time in airport terminals flying around the world. But they recognised that, you know, Tony Parkin, Stephen Heppel, myself, there are lots of people in the early days that, you know, and when Bector was around, had to really fight to get this on the agenda. But what's pleasing now is that people like you are recognising all the achievements, and the world's a different place. And I hope people think that I played a small part in getting us to this place. So thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. I'm not done yet.
That's right. You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Bob, and appreciate your kind words as well. And yeah, thank you for clearly you're being so old, Bob. It's really past your bedtime, so thank you for having a cup of coffee so late.
I've got Spain, Italy on in the background, so when we finish this, I'll watch the end of that because it's a good game of football, unlike the England game. Which
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Nice to see you.
I didn't see all of it. Before you do, Dash, I just will share, because you might not see it, there's some lovely comments in the chat as well. Things like Stephen Taylor saying, you know, your beacon of pedagogy, common sense and educational excellence has been throughout the years. We've got Caroline Keep, beacon of pedagogy. No, that was the Stephen Taylor, sorry. Bob encouraging me back when nobody even recognising what I was doing.
That's Caroline's. That's nice of Caroline to say that, and there are quite a few Carolines. When I've always seen you know, younger people making an effort, trying to change, I've always been happy to support them because they're the future. That's my legacy. Caroline Keeps part of my legacy. Deb Miller's part of my legacy. Mark Anderson's part of my legacy.
Oh, bless you. Too many people saying nice things about you, Bob. Now, Al saying can't think of a better recipient. We've got Ian Nairn. Congratulations and so very much deserved. We've got Kat Couchy saying well done, so forth and so on. Lots and lots of people saying lovely things about you, Bob. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us and stay a little bit longer. Thank you for being a judge for us as well. And thank you very much indeed. I'll let you drop off and see the end of your match. Thank you ever so much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Cheers, Bob. So I wanted to say a big thank you. I couldn't have done this. I know I fronted things on like this, and I told a few bad jokes and all the rest of it, but I couldn't have done it without the stellar help of two amazing individuals. My co-founder in Global EdTech, Mr. Ronan McNichol, who is here, still looking very dapper. He's even done his hair now, look, see? And of course, you didn't see him earlier. And my stellar colleague, Liz Berry. Thank you to you both for absolutely everything. Have you enjoyed the evening?
We have, yes. It's been a brilliant evening. It's lovely to see it all come together.
Yeah, I've got one joke for you, Mark. What can you see?
Have you?
Yeah, what can you see?
I think it's a reflection in the mirror of yourself, Ronan, right?
Oh, I'm disappointed. I thought you were going to say ICT.
I thought you were trying to call me a mug.
I would never do that at the end of a 2.5-hour show, Mark. Super work this evening. Well done.
Oh, brilliant stuff. Thank you both so much. And as I say, I know we've got viewers still watching. Thank you to all of our people who've taken the time to support and join us along this journey. A massive thank you to the judges as well. And thank you, Ronan and Liz, for joining me with the Global EdTech Awards. We both have this, we all collectively have this vision for how awards could be done better. And we like to hope, we don't get everything right, but that is our mission, to try and do things with transparency, equity, fairness, and to make sure that people get a fair deal when they apply for these things. Because, to nominate yourself or nominate someone else is to put your heart on the line, and it's not an easy thing to do. And I know, having been nominated for awards myself before, the feelings you get when you win are amazing. And if you don't win, well, everyone's a winner. Putting yourself out there, doing the best thing you can for young people, then, you're a brilliant person, brilliant organisation, a brilliant school, whichever sort of place you are along in that journey. So thank you to you for nominating yourselves, for nominating others. Thank you to Ronan and Liz, obviously, as well. Thank you to all of our judges who have been tireless with the amount of work they put into all of this. We will be running the Global EdTech Awards next year. Please do connect with us at global_edtech on a wide variety of social media, excuse me, such as LinkedIn and X. I still can't say X, it just feels weird. On Twitter. We're global_edtech on YouTube, as you can see. And if you'd like to get involved in the Global EdTech Awards next year, you can find out more about all of that on edtechawardsglobal.com. Please do join us again. Thank you again. If I say the word thank you again, I might be at risk of repeating myself, so I will stop there. But thank you all so much for everything, and we'll see you all next year. Congratulations to all of our winners and runners-up, and to everyone who entered the awards this year. Brilliant stuff. Thank you. And thank you, Liz and Ronan. Cheers. Bye.